Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Erasmus Expeditions. We are here tonight, kicking off a very special new game. This is going to be a little short stint of Punk is Dead. This is a Mork Borg hack, and this game is going to be run by my beautiful friend, Chad, who I will pass things over to in just one moment. But before I do, I want to go ahead and give the same warning that I give on the beginning of all of the things that you see here on this channel, and that is, if foul language and mature subject matter are a problem for you, then bye-bye. This is not a good place for you to be. And I'm not even going to be steering the car tonight, so, but I still know that's going to be the case. So, exit. Stage left. Okay, I think that's everything that I need to say, so Chadley, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. This is a very, very fun moment for me. I will say this. I'm pretty sure this is my first game that I have run live in over 5 years. So
Ooh.
you guys are absolutely my guinea pigs for this, and I'm very happy that this is my litmus test. Anywho, I'm very excited to play this. Let me grab the book real quick because I want to promote it. Yes, we are playing we're playing in a setting called Punk is Dead. It is a Mork Borg system that is about songwriting and band tours throughout the apocalypse, and I'm super, super excited about it. So without further ado, are we ready to rock? Are we ready to roll? Are we ready to get on with this thing? Okay. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Okay, guys. Jeremy, let's get going.
All right. Hold on to your butts.
The apocalypse. Smelling the stench of acrid fire, the noxious body odor of despair, the constant screaming of your adoring fans is something that would be said of a band who people actually gave a shit about. This is not one of them. Yet. This is Percival and the Unholy Grail. And apparently, these ne'er-do-well nupties are civilization's last hope. According to Merlin, the hicketous-picketus wizard of old, my master, is now a disc jockey, and is currently waiting for this band to make their grand entrance at an underground club in the Woe. Let's meet our group now in their green room. And so I would like to, before we begin, you watch as this owl in a far-off oil derrick that seems to be built only for radio transmissions. You watch as this owl begins to fly around this space. Merlin is nowhere to be seen. The chair of the disc jockey space is empty. There are numerous clutters of papers and numerous designs and spells scattered all about. And you watch as this owl picks up a vinyl record into his talons and then flips it up onto the recorder and then puts down the needle. And as he puts down the needle, we overhear the announcement that comes over the radio. Hello, you freaks and weirdos, and if you're listening out there, you are tuned into MRLN, the Magic Resistance Listening Network. I'm your host, Emrys, but you can just call me M. Now I know the oppressive stench of the apocalyptic uprising has scorched our noses for the past few years, and it's about time we done something about it, isn't it? Well, there isn't a chance. Well, here's your chance, love. I'm hosting a call I'm hosting a call to hope by asking you slobs and gobs who still got a thud of hope in your hearts to strap up and kit out. This world is shit, and so let's make it a little less so. Where are you? You ask? A place called the Green Chapel in the Jungle District. Bring your best vocals, your slashing guitar riffs, your heart-thumping drum solos. I want to hear it all. The winner of the contest will be broadcast live from my little radio hub out here in the far reaches of fuck all. That's right, these literal corporate vampires and their godforsaken creatures have marred this land for too long. I say, let's let them have it. So, I'll keep my tower playing if you keep on slaying. See you on the flip side and thrash against the oppression. And at that point, you watch as Jeremy, if you would be so kind, please present the band manager.
Are you muted?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
You see this little lady, this little woman. She is the most brightly eclectic, funky that you could possibly imagine. She carries into the green room. You watch her kind of like stumbling and fumbling around as she grabs hold of this ham radio that is playing this notification. Clearly, you are in a venue. There's other music playing, and you are about to go on. So you watch her stumble in. You listening to this, right? This right here. Look, perform tonight. Have fun, lovies. I don't care. But at the end of the day, this right here, this is what we're going after. And she takes a really long drag of that cigarette and puffs it out, and it looks like she's been running, hauling ass down this hall. And you can hear them getting ready to set up for your sound check. But I would like, as we go around the horn, for each one of you to please describe your character, and then also, because it's a band, I'd really like to know one thing that you put into your writer when asking for like things to be put into your green room. What is one thing that you as your character would want to have?
We just jumping around, or anybody?
Yeah, whoever wants to start, I'm totally okay with that.
Rock on. I'll start. So I think we see Simon in the corner, sitting on the back of a couch with his feet in the seat of the couch. And it's a green room couch, you know, so it's like sway back. It has more patches on it than it does like original upholstery. It looks like it's got stains from God knows what, like all over it. And he's sitting there kind of just quietly like strumming his electric guitar unplugged. So it's just making that kind of like strange twang, twang, twang kind of noise as he's going through the motions. And his mohawk is ready to go. It's, 3 foot tall pink Liberty spikes, and he is looking around because he knows his voice is gonna go. So he's looking around for the water that he always tries to make sure that the venues have, and he spots it, and he reaches for the pitcher, and then he stops, and he looks at it. Did this water come out of the toilet? Pinky?
What?
All I ask for is clean drinking water. This is fucking piss water. Look at it.
Hey, come here. And you notice that she is a like 5'2" nothing, right? Like she is itty bitty, and she's like, come here.
Simon like unfolds himself off the back of the couch, and he's the exact opposite. He's like 6'3", but he weighs like 160 pounds.
I don't know if you noticed, lovey.
We're in the fucking apocalypse. So finding clean fucking drinking water is actually really fucking hard.
What's
So
the point of
maybe-
having a rider if you ain't gonna have the stuff that the rider talks about, Pinky?
Sorry, lovey. Look, I tried, okay? It's these LCVs, okay? They don't care what you drink as long as your blood's good. That's all it is, right? They don't care what you drink as long as your blood's okay. Plus, a little more iron doesn't hurt.
I'm not drinking it, though. This thing's floating in it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You're lucky I'll pack an emergency bag. And she like goes over to one of the corners and she's like, she unzips it and she chucks you a bottle of water, like a clean bottle of water that like, you don't want to know how I got it. So be thankful that you have it.
I'm very thankful, Pinky, but you don't happen to have a pint in there, do you?
What if I did? It's
Well-
my pint.
Or if I said I would love you forever?
You say that at least once a week.
Well, I haven't said it yet. Not tonight.
All right, fine. But next, hey, listen to me, Slagg. If I give you this now, next reconnaissance, next like pickup, you're the one doing it, not me.
Fine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll give you my stuff. You've got to replenish it, okay?
All right.
Good. All right. Here. He watches she like goes in and grabs like a really tall dark brew that definitely does not look like, it looks more like it's one of those thick like almost Guinness like brews to where like if you drank it it's less water and more thick.
Yeah, it's basically like fermented motor oil.
Yep. Who's next?
Okay, I'll take the next spot. I'll do it. So I'm Harper Doyle, but I go by Harpie. So I see Harpie sit in front of the well-lit mirror, and the thing that she really, really needs is ink pens because she writes so many songs and so many poems. She always needs to have a refill of it. But she does pick up her water and kind of looks over at Simon and is just like, huh, my water is nice and clean. Yummy. But she looks a little bit like Debbie Harry. She's got a spiked necklace. She has on a leather jacket with spikes down it. And she has what would have maybe been a pair of leather pants, but she cut out most of it to look like shorts and just left the seams and the cuff on the bottom because there's spikes on the sides too. And she's very, very kind of low key, but she wants to have a lot of energy. So pens is what she wants. So she's sitting at the mirror, going between putting on more and more and more eyeliner and then jotting down some more notes for songs.
Okay, excellent. Jeremy, I know I just shut my camera off. It's because my video is being weird right now. So
I got you, boo.
You got me? Okay.
I got you, boo.
I know you can, I know it was gonna adjust things right now. So
Yep.
anywho, oh no.
That's how we do things here.
That didn't even fix it. So never mind. It's something worse. I don't know what's going on, but like my Zoom is eating into my like
Computer gremlins
right now. So I'll turn my camera back on, but it's just being really weird right now. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just going to be difficult. I may take some extra time between doing pausing and all that jazz because the only way to get it to open for 10
that's your voice.
Yep.
Yeah, so the only way to get me to open it up is for me to open up my task manager, and then it opens it up and then does it. So let me check something here. I'm going to close this. There we go. Let's see if this holds up. I'm going to try to make it. There we go. That's better. I think that'll work. That should work better for everybody. Yeah, we'll see how that holds up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Who's next?
Over in some somewhat deserted corner, sits Johnny, and he is. When we first got to the green room, he was very like kind of low energy, very sitting very still. And at this point, as we're kind of about to go on, he's got a leg just tapping and bouncing, and he's like almost jittery. You can tell there's a lot of energy buildup. That's probably because of a few of the pills he's taken. And the thing that he requested is some energy drink that's technically banned and shouldn't be able to be gotten. But somehow it's found a way to make it to him every show, and that's kind of feeding into his almost secondary nature. He has slowly gone from this like mild mannered kind of quiet person to this hyped up hyper. He's almost a different person now that we're about to go on stage. And he's again tapping his foot, and he's pulled some drumsticks out of his pocket, and he has been drumming on his thigh with those drumsticks so long that the rip in his jeans right there, you can just see the reddest, most irritated skin, like welts starting to pop up because he's just drumming away on that same spot.
Hey, Johnny, hey, no, don't hurt yourself. You're about to go on. Don't hurt yourself. What are you doing?
He just looks up, looks at the band manager for a second, and then just switches legs and starts doing the same thing on the other side, where it's not irritated.
I don't. It's all right. Listen, look, I did you a favor. I got you your bollocks, okay? And you can see that the bollocks is like, bollocks is the energy drink that you requested, and there's like a full case, and I think you've probably gone through 2 already. Her name is Pinky. She goes by Pinky. And so Pinky looks around. She's got like these cool, I want to say they're like almost like rose-colored glasses, but like in the light of the green room, they're kind of giving multiple hazy oranges and greens and purples and all sorts of a rainbow of colors. Look, you got one more band that's getting ready to perform before you, and then that's it. You got to be ready. Okay? I don't want you hurting yourself before you go on stage, Johnny.
This is me getting ready.
To each their own, I guess. Gee, you got stronger stuff than me, lad. You got stronger stuff than me.
Johnny looks over one shoulder at what is definitely a wall behind him. What's that? And then turns back and just starts drumming again.
Sometimes I wonder about you, boy. I really do. Okay, then. The rest of you, everybody okay? Everybody good? They got, what do they got? They got, so the band before you is called Strings and Shadow. They'll be on before, and then you will be ready. So who's next?
I think fairly close to Johnny is Ainslee. And she's been watching him tap at his leg and hasn't said anything because she knows that's his thing. That's what he's got to do to prep himself for a show while she's tuning her bass with her own little friend on her shoulder, grabbing a small bit of cheese that she asked for her little friend, Merlin. And she'll look at Pinky. Thanks for always coming in on getting this cheese from a little friend here. I could always use more if you ever get the chance.
Oh yeah, no, we'll stock up on the cheese. And you look at Pinky, and you could tell that Pinky knows that you're important to the band. And it's like, I can't tell my bassist that I think she's weird, but you can look at the like her body language and her eyes give off, Ainslee is the strangest the strangest one in the room from me. Like, she doesn't know what to do with you. So she's like, yeah, no, I'll keep providing you is it a mouse or a rat? I don't know, but yeah, either way, I'll keep providing the cheese as long as you keep providing the tunes, loves.
Always.
So you look over and you see a tall guy who kind of picture the Revenge of the Nerds, the guy with the tall guy with the electric violin, but
Oh
with
yeah.
but with red hair, and he's got it like parted over to one side, and he's like steps out from like his keyboard and like a toolbox, and he's like, excuse me, ma'am. Now, we have went over, you have been out on stage and checked that the audio ports will match up with what we currently have with our equipment, right?
Oh
Because
dear.
if not, I cannot guarantee that I can clack out this banger that I'm about to do. So I just want to make sure that the ports are correct.
Oh God. Okay, D. How can I put this nice to you, lovey? Okay.
You can call me D Rex, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
His name's
Sorry.
Dexter.
The fans call me D Rex.
What fans call
Okay.
you
He can be whoever he
D-Rex?
wants to be.
They call me that. Back
What
in
fans?
Have you ever talked to any of our fans?
Well, not currently, but I'm assuming that when they get to know how I clack out bangers, that I will be D-Rex.
Right.
And this is exactly why I brought this, and obviously like pointing to the radio. Tonight, if you perform appropriately, I've got a little gift for the rest of you. And if yes,
Now,
Dexter.
did you happen? I noticed that you did get the hand sanitizer that you said that you would get for me. However, there is no label and there is a crust on the top that doesn't.
Dixie, come here.
Yes.
She literally grabs you by
What
the front
hell
of
did you expect?
the front of your collar. Do you know where we are? and what
But
we're
it was,
currently facing.
but this was in the contract that
I
we
know.
had signed.
I know. And you know what? Greedy fucking vampires. They don't care. You want hand sanitizer? They're going to give you whatever hand sanitizer is left in the fucking building. Okay?
All right, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll walk
You
right
watch
over,
as the-
take it out of his hand, and
You
wipe
watch-
the top off.
you,
Trust
you,
is gone. Here you go, hon.
you watch as she like claps Dexter's cheeks. All right. So,
Ow.
hey, play me a banger, right? Play me a banger. Then, once you're done, like I said, I've got a gift for all of you. Okay?
Actually, it's clack out a banger.
Like,
Bloody hell, just
okay,
let it talk.
fine. Anywho,
Sorry.
like I said, you're almost on. Wait for your cue, and you're good. So, Jeremy, if you would, can you please provide me with the venue 2 slot?
You got it.
So we cut to the stage. Now, you watch as a new band, like bands have been playing all night. It's been kind of like an open mic. People have just been coming up and playing. Your goal here is to try and build a fan base in this little hole in the wall they call Purgatory. This is the band, the venue is called Purgatory because some people never leave it. You never leave the obscurity of Purgatory. And so when we go inside, we see that there is a band coming on stage. Imagine, if you will, with me, take a little ride with me. There are 3 or 4 gentlemen, all dressed up very similar to like Slipknot, the Strangers. They've got masks, like almost burlap bag masks over their heads. But you watch as some of them have almost like mascot style heads, and you realize that they're all puppets. They're all Muppets and puppets. They've got heads that look like the drummer has a head that looks like an old Elmo costume. There is a guitarist that looks like a Cookie Monster. But the main vocalist steps up onto the stage, and you watch as he stands off to the side. His mask kind of it looks like it's just obscuring his face. He doesn't even look at the crowd. He points his puppet toward the mic itself, and you listen as, "Hi ho, everyone! We are the Strings and Shadow, and we are here to kick some ass!" And it just absolutely goes manic in there. The drummer is going full animal ballistic on the drums. You now watch the most current competition that you have, and they lay and slay a set that clearly the few and far between that are gathered here, they are absolutely gravitating towards Strings and Shadow. They think that this is the coolest thing they've ever seen. So yeah, I think with that, it's about time to see how you all perform. So you watch as they finish their set, and to that, I can't sing it because I don't want Jeremy to get a copyright infringement. But essentially what they're doing is playing a punk rock version of Rainbow Connection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, And then once they're done, they all walk off the stage. Everything's done. Pinky looks at you. All right, last call. Everybody ready? If you perform well tonight, this begins our tour. All right. And then we try to go to that chapel thingy, and then we try to get you that recording contract. I say that's the goal. Please don't let me down.
I think as she's giving this speech, she looks up and realizes that Simple Simon's not there.
Oh, fuck's sake. Where'd he go? Simon!
He comes running around the corner, like, doing his belt and, like, zipping up his jeans. I had to piss. I drank the water and the beer.
Oh no, I think I have to pee too.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, fine. Everybody just fucking pee and then go on stage. Don't.
Pee.
Dexter.
Oh.
Don't pee on stage. Please. Don't.
Again.
We were out there a very long time.
Okay. Just don't embarrass me. I'd really like to get more clients than you at some point. I really would. Okay. We can do this. You can do this. I know you can. You beautiful bastards. Go.
Now?
Yeah, now. Go. So I think with that, what I'm going to do is I would like for all of you to, you can either choose a skill you would like to use. Like, for instance, if you want to do like a epic guitar riff or something like that, and you would like to use dexterousness, like your dexterity to do that, or if you would like to use another technique. But for the most part, you're going to use your presence or your stage presence technique, and then each one of you will do like a series of successes and failures, and depending on how you do, that'll be every time you succeed, the crowd reaction will get bigger and bigger, and if you succeed enough, you'll definitely be the top favorite band of the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question.
So yeah.
I wrote a poem as if I were Harpie.
Yes, absolutely. You are more than welcome to perform that. That is perfectly fine. I would love that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we see everybody get on stage. Everybody is set. And then how does this begin, Michelle? Yeah, let's see how this begins.
Okay. Well, I imagine as we come on stage, there's a little bit of cheering for us, maybe feeding off the previous
feeding
band.
off the previous band. Everybody's like, yeah, woo, woo.
So she would walk up to the mic and go, "Hello, everybody. This is Percival and the Unholy Grails. If you haven't heard from us before, you're never going to forget us tonight." And then should I introduce everybody like if I was on stage? And
Yeah, you certainly can. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. We got D-Rex over here on the keyboard tonight for you. Then our lead guitarist is Simple Simon, the Slagg. We have on bass Ainslee Warren and her companion Merlin. And last but not least, Johnny the Sticks Crash. He is our drummer tonight. And of course, if you don't already know me, I'm Harpie. So here's the new one that I wrote. So bear with me. It may not be fast and fun, but you'll definitely get it. Do you want me to do it in parts if people want to intercede like they're playing part of the song?
Yeah. I would say do it in sections so that we can kind of do it in a round and like have you all do different portions of that performance.
3, 4. I have 5 paragraphs, so I could stop in between.
Okay. I would say for that we don't need to get probably the full performance, but if you want to do like just the first paragraph, and then we can go from there, I think that'd be perfect.
Okay. I definitely have to hit the end one too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
The fog of war. Okay, the fog of war crept in while we were watching, corrupting life, water, and land, all while you offered a crooked smile and deal sealed with a shake of your hand. That's the first paragraph. They're small paragraphs.
Heck yeah. Okay. Oh, they're small. Okay, yeah, no problem. Then you go. Then you go. You're fine.
Okay. In a flash of light, continents were sacrificed to greed and lust. Nothing left behind but piles of bones and rust. Surrender to starvation and hate and violence and theft that does not discriminate becomes another opportunity for corporate vampires and contagion. Desperation and fear traded on the market for corporate dividends, swapping our bodies and soul for food and salvation. Amen. Made to labor and toil until our bodies work no longer. But it's not over. They bleed us and feed on us until there's nobody. There's nobody to bury. There's nobody to mourn. There's nobody left to slave. Nobody left to procreate. No one left for you to eat. No people, no monsters. Nobody left, not even you. The end.
Hell yeah, Michelle. Okay, yes, I love that. Okay, as much as I love that, I need to see how much the audience loved that. So I need you to
Okay.
roll your stage presence to see what the audience
Okay.
reaction is going to be.
Okay, stage presence, stage presence. 13 plus 1. So I roll a 20 die.
So you're gonna roll a d20. The goal is
Okay.
that you're gonna try and hit. You want to at least get. So you have a 13. So you have a +1, right? You have a
Yes.
+1. Okay. So the goal is you want to on your d20. You're gonna want to roll a 12 or higher,
Okay.
you overall 12 or higher. 12 is going to be, you can succeed at that, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Rolling. 19 motherfuckers.
Okay, so surprisingly, right? I think there was some trepidation. Pinky's in the back just being like, they haven't performed. They haven't performed in a very long time. I don't know how this is going to go. When your voice hits the microphone, there is this reverberation that comes across the entirety of this small little cave of a dive bar that is purgatory. And you watch as everyone kind of pauses for a second, almost like you have them stunned in silence. And then absolutely raucous mosh pit level excitement comes roaring back out from them. So yes,
Nice.
That's excellent. Thank you so much, Michelle. Who else would like to contribute to this beautiful moment?
I definitely would like to contribute with, I imagine that after the first like verse or paragraph, Ainslee begins this flick of her bass, and as she's flicking the various strings on her bass, Merlin is running up the neck of the bass and is actually hitting the tuners on it and bringing each sound to something different.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So there's like this weird distortion reverberation that's happening because he's like playing with and adjusting the deals. Oh, hey, Jeremy. Could you please do me a favor in this moment, just because it's Ainslee and I want to show it? Can you please pull up the artwork that I have for our little mouse Merlin?
Absolutely.
So, Sara, this is
perfect.
what you currently see running around your picture more punk rock, like he's not as
Oh yes, I
cutesy.
literally, like I'm working on him. I literally you can't see it, and I'm so mad. I put a little nose ring in him.
Oh my god, yes. Okay.
Oh,
So
I can see it.
So the artwork, it definitely needs to be more punk rock, but that's basically what it is you've got this little magical mouse hanging.
I'm working on a
out.
vest.
Yeah, thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, very cool. Very cool. So Sarah, if you could, can you please roll me your stage presence to see how this sick bass riff
I
helps?
did
Mhm.
before you
Yeah.
showed me that cute picture.
Yeah.
I got an 18 with my stage presence as a +2, which makes it a 20.
Oh man. Okay, so not only are the vocals hitting, the bass line hits, and it's a bop. It is one of those things that it's like they weren't, I don't think they were vibing with the song at first, but now like it's a dance. It is a mosh. They are having fun, and it is because of your bass line that this is happening. And I think you watch as, because Merlin is playing with the frets, you watch as literally as your fingers are running across the strings of this bass, little flecks of magic are floating out away from your hands and heading into the audience.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
I think that as she's doing that, you're gonna start hearing the keys going, dun, 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 just like just speeding up with like looking out at the mosh pit and them going crazy and just becoming this like electronic punk just beat like going crazy, and he's gonna add that into hers. And he's gonna be like, "We're melting faces." Bow, 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 bow. And I got a total of 19.
Dang.
And at the end, he's gonna go D-Rex.
Like into one of those like reverberator mics.
D-Rex.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, cool. Hell yeah, you guys are doing so good. Okay. So far you have absolutely killed it. And in fact, I think you now watch Dexter as you start playing your portion, you're seeing that this room that typically doesn't get a lot of, Purgatory does not get a lot of regular goers. It is a corporate vampire dive bar. It is not a regular goer kind of thing, but you are watching as people are coming in from outside and just sort of like hustling in to just hear the music. You guys are doing such a good job that it is actively creating this funnel of interest.
I think go ahead, Nathan.
I think that Johnny just kind of starts slow, and he's matching pace with the actual music, but it's kind of tame in the beginning. He's just kind of laying down that bass of a drum beat, and then at like maybe after that first little verse, and when the crowd is starting to tick up, he actually somehow stands up while still doing his double bass. I don't even know how it's possible, but he's doing it. And he takes one of his drumsticks and he just stabs it in a can of this bollocks and just starts leaking it down onto his face, getting as much as he can. And as he hits back in that seat, it is the most like hyperkinetic. You can't see his hands; they're moving so fast. I rolled a dirty 20, by the way.
Hell, oh my god. Okay, you guys are already just you've destroyed this set. I think you absolutely see that people are cheering, and Pinky is wishing and praying that she had created merch, because there is clearly going to be a merch line afterwards, and she is not prepared for this. She was not expecting you to do this good. That she's like almost in tears off on the side, being like, these beautiful bastards, they're doing so fucking good.
No pressure or anything.
Yeah, you're
I
the
think-
one that's gonna ping the chord.
I'm
Bang.
gonna bring that average way down. So I think Simple Simon is, he's playing the rhythm as the song is going on, and at some point he gets to his solo, and he slides his hand all the way down on the frets to where he's just playing just with that left hand, because his right hand is reaching into his pocket and is pulling out the small little container that he has of lighter fluid, and he's gonna squeeze it out on the stage in a line, and then he's gonna light a match and drop it on the shape that he's drawn, which basically says "fuck LCV," like real big,
Nice.
and then brings his hand back up and starts playing again. So now here comes the roll.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
It's a 1. He lights himself on fire.
Fight the power by being a candle.
Okay. Can I use one of my abilities here?
You can, whatever you'd like, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very happy to break the system. Please have fun with it. Experiment, do what you like.
Excellent. All right. I'm going to have to dig this one out of the gutter.
Okay.
So I've got finger picking, which means anything that where the deftness of my fingers is in play, the DR should be 8.
Okay, perfect.
So,
yep.
Okay, I get a +1 for my stage presence. So we're at a 6 currently.
Okay. You're already at a 6. All you would need is to roll a 2, my guy.
So no. I got a 5 on the die.
Okay.
And a +1 for my stage
okay.
presence. So we're sitting at a 6. Pretty. I'm wondering what these creativity points.
Creativity
It says that they
points.
add to your roll, but
Yes. So creativity
say.
points, from what I understand is that they're very much like inspiration, in terms of I can reward you those creativity points for you describing that cool ass thing, and then you can use that
Right.
toward it, and you can stack them. So in this instance, I'm gonna get you to that 8 because that's just too cool.
okay.
I'm
So it's
gonna
just
get
like
you to that 8. Yeah, because like
a nondescribed bonus.
it would be because it's based off of your creativity. As a GM, I get to be like, yeah, that's a rule of cool. I love that. Like typically it sounds like it would be like inspiration, and you'd get 1 point per, creativity point. Depending on how cool it is, that doesn't make sense to me. So I feel like in that moment, yeah, you get enough to make it. I would feel bad if you didn't, because that was too cool of an intro.
Absolutely.
So I do think, Jeremy, there is this moment where you maybe, as your hands now have that lighter fluid kind of on them, and there is a moment where maybe like on the fretboard your fingers kind of slide a little bit, and it does make a bit of a distorted slink, but when you light that fire, it doesn't matter. Like, people are not paying attention to that small little half skip that you do on the frets, because
he's like, oh fuck.
yeah. He goes back to trying to play, and it's like, yeah, his hands are all slippery. Yeah, totally fair. So I think that's how we'll reward it. And at the end of the set, everything goes silent for a minute, and then there is an absolute raucous applause. You are fully rewarded with that. And I think we watch as you all sort of get off stage, just elated in the moment. You watch Pinky just absolutely floored by that. I think her jaw is on the floor because she has heard you play at other venues, and up until now been pretty trash. So this was surprising. Where was that? That was literally magic, lovies. That was literally magic. It's like you woke up this morning, you said, I'm not going to suck no more. And you did it!
Aren't you supposed to be supportive?
I mean, look,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm supportive, but I'm also honest as fuck. So I'm gonna tell you when you're not great. What would you rather me do? Tell you you're great and you're wonderful, and I think you're the greatest band that ever done lived, and then
No,
have
but
you
you
go
don't
on
have to say
stage?
that we suck.
Right, you're right. I'm just so look. I'm proud of you.
Thanks
I'm
for the
so-
support.
I'm so proud of you. Okay. Now,
When I went out there, there
yes,
was now there wasn't the correct adapter for the equipment, but I was able to have a spare that I was able to
Dexter,
adjust to make sure that everything worked out. So
Dexter.
yes,
I'm so glad you remembered that. I'm very proud of you.
I
for
had put it in
remembering.
my pocket.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you for remembering that. That's so good. Thank you for that. Now, I did say that if you performed, I've already got people asking if you make. I'm already got people asking if you make records. I've already got people asking for T-shirts. So we're gonna have to figure that out later.
Right on.
But I've got a little bit of a gift for you, and I think after this we should get on tour. What you say, eh? And you watch as she kind of shuffles off, still having like the ham radio with her. Like she does not want to put that down. She shuffles off, having you follow her, and you follow her out to the back of Purgatory. You follow her out to the back of the building. She says, "Now look, I took every last bit of what my earnings were from your gigs, and I put it into an investment, and I think you'll be happy with it." And you watch
Okay.
as she like puts two fingers in her mouth and she just gives a whistle, and you watch as coming from around the corner. Jeremy, can you please bring up the bus? So you see coming around the corner, a driver drops off this double
Nice.
decker tour bus that is clearly meant for like scenic tours, but she's there's nothing scenic about the apocalypse, so they don't need it, and as long as it's got gas it can drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for each person around before we continue. I'm going to ask each person around, please, it does not look as it looks in the picture. I would like for you all to customize this thing a little bit, and each one of you give me a feature that you think would be on this post-apocalyptic tour bus that is your new home for the time being. Think TMNT pizza shooter van, like level of just absolute post-apocalyptic craziness. Whatever you can think, I want to throw it at the wall and make it stick. So
I think there's absolutely like one portion of it that has been somewhat kind of walled off to form like a room, and it is filled with like hammocks and bean bags and like shag carpet scraps, and is like our bedroom slash practice room slash lounge, where we kind of like hang out, and it's like the only comfortable place to like sit in the bus.
Now I have been going over some of the mechanics to this, and if I attach my keyboard to the side right here, now if you'll look, and he presses a button, he's like, meow, and the windows go down. and he's like, and, and like, and the like it goes, the engine revs like, whoa, and he starts like playing this song, and it just all these different things start going on. It's inside the inside with the engine and like the windows, like basically tapped into it. So when he plays, like it'll do different things depending
I
on the
love
song that
that
he's
you
playing.
synced up your keyboard to be like a Casio audio driver. That's so.
And then he pulls up his glass. He's like, I think that will work if we need it.
You see that like Pinky's kind of slack-jawed. She was not expecting this cool thing coming from Dexter. It was like
So
that's brilliant.
So,
You know
Miss
that.
Pinky, this is kind of why it's important to make sure that we have proper equipment to make sure that each of these things will tie in.
Noted. Will do going forward.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, no, you're welcome. Tonight has definitely been wonderful on my part.
And you can call me D-Rex.
I will definitely be calling you D-Rex from now on, lovey, okay?
His
Thank
name's Dexter.
Well, not now. He's clearly D-Rex to a bunch of people. Plus, that's going to sell merch, okay? That's going to sell merch. And I'll need...
You're going to make him a bumper sticker, aren't you?
I melted faces.
I'm going to make all of you bumper stickers. Don't think any of you are off the table.
Okay.
I'll print money, okay? I'll print whatever money I can find. I get it.
I believe that's what we got paid with the last time, is printed money.
Yes. Yes, you
I'm
did.
not sure. When I went to my bank, they said that this wasn't real.
Dex,
So,
how long ago have you used a bank?
well, piggy bank, but still, it was rejected.
Kate. Mm-hmm. Think about that comment and then get back to me, love. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who else?
I think that Harpie, who is quite often bored as part of her character background, things just she peaked early, so it's hard to get excited about stuff. She might have kind of, I don't know, five-finger discounts a couple of chairs and found some rope, and she's strapping it to the tippy top of the bus. So, you know, you get a little daredevil level excitement for sitting up there. So if anybody wants to hang out and get a little bit of a high on life buzz, that's what she's trying to create on the top of the bus.
You took the idea right out of my head.
Heck yeah.
How about
I love the synchronization.
How about to add to that, Ainslee, as she sees you putting rope on, she comes up and she goes, "How about this?" And she like dangles chains.
Oh, perfect. Probably a little safer than the ropes. Chains would probably help us get D-Rex up here.
We could still use the rope, but
besides in the bedroom?
You are not wrong, darling.
I think not far away from where these chairs are chained or tied to the top of the bus, towards the back, there is a section of the top of the bus that's been cut off, like just like the roof and maybe like halfway up the sides. And back there is just a hodgepodge, matched set of like workout equipment, a punching bag, things like that. Just I feel like I feel like when we do get to tour, because it's post-apocalyptic, it's a long ways between places where we're gonna be playing, and I feel like Johnny spends a lot of time there.
Heck yeah, putting a little personal gym in there. Hell yeah. Okay, very cool. Very cool. I love that. So this being said, I think here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start some stuff off, and then we'll go. I'm gonna do one more thing, and then we're gonna kind of head to break. So here's what we'll do. You watch as Pinky says, "Okay, so I already booked you a gig." That
Already?
well, I did some calls. I tried. We're gonna head to that Green Chapel thing, right? We're gonna head to the Green Chapel. We're gonna perform there, and if we perform there, then you get a record deal. You get whatever. I don't know what they're gonna offer. All I know is that this guy, Emrys, said that if you get there and you perform, that you might be able to be one of the best bands ever. And I'd like that for you. I really would. I'd like that for me. So that's what we're going to do. And I think with that, she kind of helps you all pack up, gets you all together, gets all the gear in. You could see that there's still fans like trying to approach you, trying to get autographs, trying to see if you have merch, trying to see if there's. It is the post-apocalypse, but this is the first time that a lot of these people who come out, if they're not vampires already, they have a little bit of hope and a little bit of sparkle, and you can kind of see that as an aura just kind of emanating from them. And I think with that, the bus starts to head off. But Jeremy, if you would really quickly, can you please provide me with no, never mind. Don't provide me with any art yet, because we'll do that after the break. But I think what you're going to see is you start on the road to the fern jungle. You begin your journey. And for the most part, including your little traveling companions, Merlin and Percival being this little tiny corgi who was so thankful and so happy that you did so good. He's like licking everybody's face, and he's just wagging his little butt around in the bus, and he's just thrilled. But I think what we see is, as you all are beginning to leave, we see a group of motorcycles and a group of muscle cars that have been rigmarolled and tricked out in numerous ways. We see a whole bunch of them come up from the top of the ridge on this street. As you're driving down, they are now coming behind you, and you can hear the rumble of their engines like the thrumming of a drum beat. And I think with that, it's almost time. Should I do it now? Jeremy, what do you think? Should I do it now, or should I? I'm having trouble figuring if I should describe NPCs or if I should wait till after the break.
Leave them wanting more, man. That's the secret.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that then. We'll hold off. We'll go to break real quick. And then when we come back, I think we'll start that. We'll start the back half of this. Heck yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go.
Okay. You all begin to head on your journey. And so far, everything seems relatively okay. You find that on the journey, actually, can somebody roll me a D8, please?
5.
You got a 4. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I would say as you begin to head toward you're leaving the Woe, you're going into a district called the Grim. And the Grim, you know, primarily, I think also Slagg, you're very familiar with the Grim because the Grim is typically the salvage home for the petrol heads. It is also one of the local routes for the equestri punks. Thank you, Michelle, for the handy dandy map there. I appreciate you very much. Yeah. Oh, thank you there, Jeremy, for putting that up there. But yeah,
you,
no,
boo.
you'll see. You guys were currently performing in the Woe. You're going to be heading up through the Grim. But as you do so, which one of you lovely folks would like to be the driver of the bus?
I'll do it.
Okay. Slagg, you are the driver. And
Especially
you know what?
I was
This
just
is my
Makes
neighborhood.
not-
sense. It makes so much sense with your background. So
It's
yeah,
my neighborhood.
100%.
I know
It's
the
your
way around.
neighborhood,
I know all
You
the
way-
shortcuts.
Sure. So you're like weaving in and out, but you then see that as you're going through the Grim, the winds are picking up severely, and now we are into a dust storm. So even though you're driving down these beautiful cobblestone roads, and it look like, you know, it's definitely all the buildings are derelict, all the buildings are just the glory of London is there, but it is a shell of its former self. So as you're going through, you see all of these abandoned buildings, these cobblestone roads. You're going at like breakneck speed though, because you're so used to doing that. And as you go down, you look out the windows of the bus and you start to hear that your engine is surprisingly louder than it should be for one vehicle. You start to hear it get louder and louder. And then so what I'd like to do is, Jeremy, I think, can you please roll me a streetwise? I believe that's the
Hell yeah.
I think that's, yeah. Please roll me a streetwise to see if you
Okay.
are deft enough to notice.
So I think first, whenever he sees the sandstorm blowing in, he literally like reaches down to the handkerchief bandana that he's got like tied around his neck to like pull up over his nose and mouth, and he pulls down like the tank girl style like goggles that he puts down like over his eyes. And he says, "Pucker up, loves. It's about to get a little dusty."
As you say that, you hear this tone, and the windshield washer fluid starts flashing onto the windshield, and the wipers come on.
Now it's all muddy. He's with
I had to
a
try
plus
it out.
with a +2 from my streetwise. That's a 16.
16. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. So you then can at least notice and acknowledge that, yeah, that sound of your engine is not just your engine. You look back around your left, like you look on your left mirror and you look at your right mirror and you start to see motorcycles and full on tricked out vehicles with like Gatling guns, and just picture very Mad Maxian sort of vehicles just trudging down these cobblestone pathways. And
Shit.
yeah, and these. You know these people. You, in fact, probably know the leader of this group. You know him because he is so absurdly stupid. You're very aware that he is probably the worst choice of leader that they could have picked. But hey, no one's judging. You look back, and Jeremy, if you would, please present Lance to the group. Upon astride a motorcycle, flanked by 2 lieutenants in vehicles, you see this massive meat stick of a man blaring his his motorcycle down the lane, a giant metal lance in his hand as he begins to try and come alongside the bus. He's tapping the lance on the side of the bus. Hey, you thought you'd get away from me, eh?
Fuck off.
Hey.
He's giving him the finger.
Oh, Slagg. Where you going, Slagg? Oh, you got a fancy new bus, so you get to leave without me.
I've got a meeting with your mother I'm late to. Move over.
You ain't going nowhere. Boys! And you watch as all of these vehicles, all of these motorcycles begin to try and assail your bus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a d6. This is going to determine whether you go first or I go first. And from there, we're going to start that combat.
Ooh.
Okay, so you go first because I rolled. I believe you go first because I rolled a 6. Yep. You guys go first. So you guys can go in any order that you prefer. But essentially, you are being hailed by at least 5 other members of this party. You watch as these bikes and these cars are trying to get onto your bus and or derail your bus off the road.
I would love to swerve this giant fucking apocalyptic bus right into Lance's motorcycle. Just sideswipe him.
Absolutely. If you would, please roll, I believe, a deft check, please.
Deft. All right.
That deft is going to be anything you do with like dexterity and agility, anything like that. So yeah.
All right. I don't know if it would qualify or not, but I do have something called Agile.
Yeah, that would definitely qualify. Yeah,
DR -2 with nimble hands.
That means, yep, that means the damage or that means the roll would already, you'd be getting an additional, yep. So my difficulty rating goes down by 2. And
okay.
So you would be able to do that better because you have that ability.
Heck
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
That is a 13 total.
Okay, and then all you would need to do is pass a 10, so that's perfect. So yeah, you watch as you kind of sideswipe and slam into Lance. He kind of uses the lance itself to skid himself away from you, and then as he's behind the bus now, he's directing traffic, being like, "Over there, kill him!" And then you watch the boys just like, you see all of his minions have like gas masks on that look like they full on pistons. A lot of them have like bits and baubles that look like they shouldn't even be there. They have like mohawks that look like oil slicks and grease. it is the wildest amalgamation of characters. They've got a lot of them have like gas powered weapons, like imagine like a weed whacker or like a chainsaw, things like that. Like anything that they can use because they have access to it, they are using. So they've got baseball bats, they've got all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I think they're all going to try to assail you. But obviously it's not their turn yet. So I'd love to see how else you want to try to derail them from this.
Excuse me, Dexter walks over to the gentleman over there with the drumsticks sleeping. Excuse me, Mr. Stick. Mr. Stick. Apparently we have ruffians outside. You should probably wake up.
Yeah, what do you want me to do about it?
I'm just letting you know that there is ruffians about, and we should probably wake up the ladies as well.
Right, you go take care of that. And Stick
All
is
right,
gonna
I'll go grab
up.
them, and I will be right back.
Stick is actually gonna go up to the workout area and start tossing dumbbells off the back at these guys.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, perfect. In that case, Nathan, can you please roll me, I believe, check. That is your strength check. And that's not a joke. That literally is they define your rolls by sound. So your strength check is your so if you want to chuck those in a melee form, or if you're going to do I guess if you want, you could also do them as a yeet check.
I was gonna say it might be a yeet.
Ranged.
I guess that's up to you whether I use yeet or I have to use strength to toss these.
I would say if they're
dumb.
I would say if they're dumbbells, let's go with if they're dumbbells. Let's go with your strength.
All right,
because I feel like you got to have some weight to carry that. If it was a projectile and ranged,
it's going to be
lighter,
a
I would say
12.
12.
Yes.
12 would exactly hit. 12 would exactly hit. So you watch as some of these motorcycles, you actually probably one of the main Mustangs that drives up this Shelby that is just tricked out. You watch as the front of the hood gets impacted right before the windshield, so the windshield just completely shatters. A giant dent with a ball right in the cab, and they have to spin out and go off to the side, and they're pretty much taken out for the time being. They'll get themselves back, but you definitely took out at least two of them right now with that one chuck.
Stick hears a little whisper in his ear, and a completely different look comes over his face. His muscles bulge a little bit more, and I'm going to use my flam ability, and I'm going to make a second attack, which was a big old critty.
Big old critty! Hell yeah. Cool. What do you... Okay. What's the flam ability do? I forget.
It just lets me make 2 attacks.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so you do... So that one was a crit? Oh, okay. Perfect. So the second one, are you aiming for, just so I'm correct, are you aiming for Lance, or are you aiming for just anybody?
Just anybody that's behind.
Anybody. Okay. So I think you took out one of the cars. You see one of the motorcycles kind of like veer into the space where it was. On the second throw, as you're chucking this dumbbell, it flings into the wheel well of the front end of it, and just absolutely ass over tea kettles this dude into the back of the bus, like, and he is gone underneath, absolutely gone. you are clearly handling business, dude. And I think you stand on the end of this bus like a Captain Morgan style with your like leg off the edge with like getting ready to just pounce down on him.
I just
And
scream out, "Witness me!"
Witness me. Yes, perfect.
Yeah, as Dexter starts walking back toward the back of the bus, he stops at his keyboard and he's like watching the motorcycles go round and round, and he goes, I believe if my calculations are correct, D minor. And the stop sign that you can't pass the bus goes shakunk out in front of one of the motorcycles as it's going by. And D minor, please.
Hell yeah. So as one of the motorcycles comes up, you watch as he's got like the chainsaw revved up and ready to go, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style, as he comes up and tries to cut into the bus, immediately gets impaled in the face. The butt of the chainsaw going into his face as as he completely gets sideswiped and has to like reestablish himself. He grabs onto the handlebar, but he is now you can see inside the mask the face is just bleeding out of these gas mask holes. It's just blood coming from his nose and his mouth that you just busted up. So yeah, that is wonderful. You guys are
Miss Ainslee, excuse me, and Miss Harpie, there is things about, there is randomness askew and all of that, but there are ruffians outside. Please wake
Okay,
up.
Harpy's not asleep. She was sitting on top in her chair, very happy with all of the breakneck speeds that Slagg is pulling off. But she obviously from the top sees the motorcyclists and the cars coming up, and the stand is starting to pelt her. So she's thinking, okay, either one, I could jump for that open hole that's cut in the bus, or I could hang off the side of the bus and try to do something about this. And of course, she's going to opt for the see if I can hang off the side of the bus and like wrap her arms and legs through the chairs that are chained to the top. And she wants to use her rust throat skill and be like,
yeah, dude,
you don't mess with Percy and the unholy grails. Really deep, have rust throat.
Hell yes.
Oh.
So I don't remember what rust throat does or how that's used, but please feel free.
I pulled it up.
Whatever you need.
Okay, I pulled it up, and there it is. What it does, if I roll once per day, I can scream it out so loud it forces all enemies within a 30-foot radius to test tough, DR 12. If they fail, they panic for 2D rounds and can take no actions, including defending themselves.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Very nice.
So,
does she have to roll for that?
I think. Let me see here.
Or is it a saving throw type thing?
I'm gonna see if it's a saving throw. I literally
sounded like you said that they tested tough.
The enemies test their tough is what it sounds like.
Enemies test their tough. Okay.
And it's at a DR 12.
It's a DR 12.
Yeah, anybody within a 30-foot radius is what it looks like. Which is fucking great.
Because my plan was to bolster somebody with Lucky Lick. And what I can do is with Lucky Lick, I can either have an ally re-roll a single roll, or an enemy can be forced to re-roll a single roll.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think. All right. Well, on his top, he got a 14. So yeah, that would work for. He would pass in that case. Still. So if you want to use that, you are more than welcome to use that and have me re-roll.
I can use it twice a day, and I think that's what she's gonna do. Is she's gonna see Harpie going over the side, so she's gonna stand on the top near the chairs, and she's just gonna start.
Oh, heck yeah. Like hitting that bass line and
Hell yeah.
very cool. Okay. So in that moment between the bass line and the almost like the throat singing happening, there's this there all of the petrol heads are drawn in that moment to hearing it. And I'm gonna try to roll again and see if they get okay. They unfortunately they hold strong.
Yeah.
But you can see unease. They're all like looking back at Lance and being like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like, do we keep fighting them?" And I think at that point, that's when we, yeah, let's add more people to this. I want more people to this. So, Jeremy, I think as you see Lance getting extremely frustrated with the way that this has gone down, you know that he's coming after you, specifically coming after you. You see, or rather, you hear additional sounds coming from the other alleyways and passageways. It's not the roar of engines, though. Instead, it is the overwhelming drumbeat, hoofbeat of horse hooves on cobblestone. As from the alleyways, you see these beautiful black, white, brindled, all sorts of different beautiful stallions that have these made up mohawks level braided hair, just this, and these riders that are bedazzled in the most punk rock attire you've ever seen. As they come up through the passageways, you watch as a particular rider strides up against Lance. And Jeremy, if you would, could you please present our other fellow? And you see as he slides in to the space next to Lance, Lance goes, "What the fuck you think you're doing? I'm getting the boy." Now, friends, you're in my territory, and that's not fair. This, if anything, will be my bounty, not yours. And now you have two different factions fighting for this bus. You now have a bunch of horses and a bunch of motorcycles and vehicles, all covering as much space of this. So Jeremy, I'm going to ask you to keep, if you would, you got to keep this thing on the road. If you want to do this, I'll have you start off the combat for your guys' side.
Okay.
And then we'll go right back around the loop, and I'll add the others to the initiative.
Okay, will do. Okay, so he kind of like is checking what's like remaining of the rear view mirrors to see like that this other group has joined, and he kind of shouts out to the rest of the bus, "Heads up, loves! This just became a menage a trois. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. Hang on tight!" And he's gonna like pull the wheel like hard to the left, like listing the bus like around a corner, trying to basically take like a hairpin turn, hoping that they aren't able to follow. You're muted.
Sweet. No, I love that, dude. Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to? I mean, I'm assuming it's just going to be another deft roll, but if
It
you
works
would
for me.
like to add some flavor on it, you are more than welcome to add some flavor on it. You are more than welcome to use your stage presence, because remember, in this, by the way, anytime you use stage presence during a fight, it is going to be, I will represent it as your magical abilities. So if you want to use
Ooh.
presence in that, we'll describe
Interesting.
it
Cool.
as a form of your magic being present.
Okay. They're the same bonus for me. So I think in this regard, I think it's just going to be his deftness, particularly because as long as it's relying on being agile, he also gets to shave off a little bit from the DR. So he's using his, the study that he has put into playing.
I will say, if you're
Sick
doing
riffs.
a hairpin, if you're doing a hairpin turn like this, the
Mhm.
difficulty will be higher, because
Perfect.
you are making a split-second decision and
Yep.
whipping a full double-decker bus around a corner.
That's exactly why I did it. Okay, so this is on track. That is a 7 total.
Okay. Yeah, no, if that's a 7 total,
Mm-hmm.
no. Unfortunately.
Hurt
So
me.
you try so hard to rend that around, but I think at this point you forgot, you're sort of not accounting for how much weight this double decker bus is. As it tilts, as it lists around this corner, you just smash the top half of this into a side of a building, and it just scrapes across. And you watch as maybe like an awning or something that was present on the side of your bus just absolutely gets shaved off the top. You also notice that I think you pop a tire, because it's that you rolled that bad. I think you pop one tire, so you're down a tire, and
I think he
it's
sees
starting
the
to make
awning.
sparks on the ground.
I think
Yeah.
he sees the awning go, and he goes, "Oh look! See, now we're more aerodynamic." And then the tire blows, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!"
Absolutely. So I think that is, you start to see them act like sharks in the water, right? They all see that, and now they're gonna start flooding toward it. The vehicles and the motorcycles don't have as much dexterity, but you watch as like the horses manage to weave on that hairpin turn much easier. So the equestrian punks that are around, they are easily encircling you. You now have 2 groups that are basically encircling you like sharks, just waiting for this bus to come to a stop.
Hey, Chad, can
Yeah.
you? Is it still our turn? I'm assuming it's
No, I
PC
think it
turns?
is. I think it is our turn. I think it is my turn now to start
Oh, okay.
hitting you back. But yeah, I think at this point, now that they've seen the blood in the water, you start seeing some of them try and actually like attack you. I think Lance is going to call out to you from behind, being like, "Slagg, you fucker! You know where that guitar is, and if you don't tell me, I'm gonna rip it out of your throat."
Piss off, horse fucker.
You watch as he backs up a little bit, and then he revs his engine of his motorcycle, and he will attempt to lance the back of your bus through and through, right? So I'm gonna try and hit for that. What I'd like to do is, I've kind of set up a DC for your bus, but I'd like, maybe since you're the one driving, I'm gonna base it off of you, Jared. That's okay. What is your resistance? Like, what is yours at the moment? For your
I
armor, for
have
all that
padded
stuff.
leather and studs.
Okay.
A minus D4 damage.
Minus D4 damage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do. Let's see here. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, you watch as because you smashed that tire, and because you're now riding on some skids, you watch as a full on lance stabs through the back of the bus, and now Lance, the dumbass that he is, has to now find a way to withdraw this lance, but he's having to keep pace with the on veering bus because he's now skewered his lance through the bus. So you cannot evade him. He is now hooked onto you, but it is also going to be precarious going forward. You watch as the other rider, this vampiric rider, kind of strides up along the side of the bus, and he sees you, Dexter. And I think he's going to use I think he's going to use his stage presence, and we're going to see if he can't find a way to charm you into letting him on the bus. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I highly doubt that you'll be. That was a nat 20. So I think you see Belmont pull up alongside. Hello there. Hi. You and your friends are doing so wonderful. Thank you for all being in one place at one time. Makes it so much easier for me to do this. I would very much appreciate it if you'd let me in. Yeah. Dex, I think you are
talking to Jeremy.
No. He's talking to Dexter. So he's looking at Dexter and he's like, just let me in. Just let me in on the bus. Just let me in. And everything will be fine. He rolled a nat 20. So, yeah. Let me look and see if there's anything you can do to defend against that, or if there's something that you can do to get me to re-roll. But I think no matter what, you're now going to be compelled to having to stop the bus so that I can get on. Yeah. Yeah.
I can offer my lucky lick again.
Oh,
just-
you can.
I can do it twice a day.
Okay. If you would like to, you are more than welcome to do so.
Okay. Can I do a little flavor for it?
Of course you can.
I think part of the little flavor that I'm going to add to this is as she sees this Equestria punk, correct? I'm correct,
yes,
right?
You are correct. Yes.
Riding up to where Dexter is, she's leaning over, her base starts to go again, and I think what you see is the way to get you to re-roll is Merlin jumps down and just starts like scurrying in this thing's hair and starts scurrying on the horse and spooking the horse.
Oh, I know. I think that's perfect, Sara. I think what you see is Merlin takes off of this. I think we see Merlin take off the bus, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait, no. But he takes off and he opens his arms, and the robes create like a flying squirrel like thing where he just like, and he lands on Belmont's horse, and he striding the neck, he looks square at Belmont. Hey, you fucker, leave her alone. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to really mess you up. And I think that alone, just hearing a rat like speak to him, causes him to pull back on the bridles and try to regain his focus to see if he can charm Dexter. So that's perfect. Okay. He cannot. He rolled an immediate nat 1.
Yes.
So I went from nat 20 to nat 1. That was the perfect run. Okay. So I think this freaks Belmont out, not because he's scared of a mouse, but the fact that the mouse can actually talk. Like the fact that it is magic, and outside of vampires and the monsters that exist in this world, magic is few and far between. So the fact that you, of all people, have something that is magic, that is now concerning. And I think in this moment, he gets completely derailed and has to restructure himself. But come next turn, he's now focusing on you because you are his problem. And I think Merlin, in that moment, you see him like do a little dance on the neck of the horse and immediately misty step back onto the bus.
Yes.
He like wags his tail in ominous hate.
He pulls a Simon and moons him.
He moons him. Yeah, he's just like,
shows him his tiny little rat butthole.
Take this, motherfucker! And then
I'm totally gonna crochet a butthole on this rat now.
Yeah, and you see him immediately misty step back to you before the bus can get too far away. But Belmont is wrecked from that for a minute. So he is coming after you.
Yay!
Hell yeah. Okay. Couple more things. We are gonna just do a couple of rolls just to see. I think, Nathan, of the vehicle that you hit with a dumbbell earlier, okay, that vehicle has now managed to get back on the road. They have kicked out the windshield, and now you can see there is there's a guy trying to crawl out the window with 2 wrenches that have been sawed down into shivs, and he's going to try to jump from the hood of the car onto the back of the bus where you are and try to come at you. So I'm gonna try to hit you right now. So I think, what are you currently wearing for armor?
I have denim. I am at a -2 damage.
-2 damage. Okay. So I think this hits you, but you don't take as much damage. I'm going to try to... I rolled a 13. So you're going to take 3 damage, but that's going to be 1 damage because you have that damage reduction. So you watch as one of those wrench shivs kind of goes into your... Oh, yeah, dude. Into your kick pedal leg, right? It just, as he's getting up like a piton, instead of hitting the bus, he hits underneath the rail guard and gets right into your leg, and then like comes up. We want fucking Slagg. Show. I'm gonna try and hit you. I think you see that on the back of this other vehicle, you see that again, they have this... I think they're gonna just try to take you off of it. They have this almost like a harpoon gun. And they're gonna try to shoot it in your direction, not to impale you, but to like try to just knock you off of the bus. If it impales you, that's a secondary thing that's a benefit, but the goal is to try to knock you off more so than anything. And that is a 15. I don't think Can you roll me a
I-
deft check to see if you can avoid it? I'll give you an opportunity to roll a deft check to see if you can avoid it, but otherwise it will hit you. I just don't think it will take you off the bus.
I think that my threads have some kind of effect on it.
Yeah.
I don't understand everything.
So
You want me to read
threads,
what I wrote, or you want me to go ahead and roll?
your threads should be a damage reduction. So even if you get hit, you should
Okay.
be able to take the damage reduction from it. But yeah. So it looks like that this harpoon will go at you. If you roll a deft check you can roll a deft check to see if you can avoid it, but otherwise it's
I
going to
rolled a 16,
16. Okay. So what I'll do is
but I have no bonuses.
but you have no bonuses. Okay. 16. I rolled high enough. Yeah. So it's still going to hit you, but we're going to take less damage. So I'm going to see how much that, I think it's a D8 for what I was using for that particular one. Okay. So you're only going to take, you're going to take 4 damage though, because I rolled max on the
Ooh.
damage. You're going to take 4 damage.
Dang.
So that harpoon, goes in to, I think it goes probably, I want to say it's probably going to go in your shoulder. So it hits you and knocks you back,
Okay.
but it doesn't knock you off the bus.
Is that with
that-
her armor reduction?
Yep, that's with the armor reduction. She takes 4. She takes 4 damage because with the armor reduction, you had enough armor reduction that I was able to take half of that damage off. So
Okay. The way I imagine that is because I was on top of the bus hanging on. When Slagg turns that corner really hard, I start to slide off, but I'm hanging on this way. So I would imagine it'd be very easy to get me in this shoulder because I'm hanging on from that turn and trying not to get torn off the bus by hitting the building.
gotcha. Yeah. I think that the two leaders of this faction see that everybody is sort of hurting. And I think there's this moment where we see them sort of fall back and kind of look to each other. Do we collaborate? Do we work together? We hate each other. We should be fighting each other. But do we work together? Because these guys know something. And I think you see that they I know exactly what happens.
Hey,
I
Chad.
think yeah.
Can I before this guy pulls his lance out of the
Oh yeah.
can I do something before he does that?
Absolutely you can. Absolutely
Okay.
you can.
All right. So first of all, he's gonna go, excuse me, Mr. Simple. Now
Mr. Simple.
When you're making them curves, you have to think about the weight ratio before turning and accelerating. But my question is, do you want me to attack the ruffians or the desperados?
Which is which?
Well, here, I got an idea. So, now, if my math is correct, and he goes over to the keyboard and he goes, now this lance is approximately 20 feet long, should be about here. And if I change this electricity to this,
Just play the damn note, Dexter!
and then he goes, and he does the Phantom of the Opera, but dun, 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 and sends electricity through the lance that the guy's holding.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
I
Craig,
chose
yeah.
I chose the ruffian.
Heck yeah, let's do it. So you are rolling to attack Lance. Hell yeah. He's already been attacked. You may actually get them to leave. My goodness, that's great. I would love this. Craig, what do you got, man? What do you got?
What am I rolling?
So you are rolling
Would that be stage presence because I'm playing?
Yeah, you're rolling stage presence because to me this is a magical attack. And I'm going to treat it like a chain lightning or something like that, where you are actively trying to basically cast a spell with your stage presence and shoot it back through the.
I rolled a 15 plus 2, so a 17.
Hell yeah. Okay, so as you do that, you watch Dexter. I think in this moment, this is your magic. Like on stage was a magical moment previously. I think this, again, we're experiencing small little magical moments as we go through this combat. And I think you watch as when you hit that note, your fingers begin to alight with like electrical energy. You see them literally spark up and you think, oh no, static electricity. But no, you keep playing and you keep doing. And it just begins this beautiful cacophony of sound and music. And that music then transmits all the way down through the lance. And we watch it as it reverberates through the lance, shakes it out. The lance jettisons backwards from the shock of the lightning, and it courses all the way through Lance and spins him out almost like Mario Kart style when you
He
get
got hit
hit by
with
the
the red
lightning
turtle.
strike, or no, when you get
Oh.
hit by the lightning strike and he gets tiny, right? He's like spinning around and you see him kind of have to veer off, and now most of the petrol heads are now pulling back because of the fact that you just kind of knocked out Lance for a bit. So they're pulling back to their leader. You all have effectively knocked out the morale of this group, so much so that they are pulling back away, and now all you have to deal with is the equestrian punks. Now you can see on the horizon, Jeremy, on the horizon now, you can see the fern jungle is coming into fruition. And if you would please put up the first jungle. Yeah. So you could see as you guys begin to make this ascent, you see this, what should be buildings, what should be more metro, what should be more city, has now become so overgrown with lush, green, beautiful kudzu. But it's not just that, it is so thick and dark and ominous that the skyscrapers and the buildings that are in here are so choked by these thorns and vines that it almost creates a dark lit canopy. The few places in this area that have any electricity left or have any light whatsoever give off a dim and almost chokingly ominous neon vestige of what it once was. And as you begin to start entering, all you have left is to get these horse riders off your back, and you will be in the jungle and on to your next space.
After he hits that last note and that all happens, he looks up at Simon and he pushes his glasses up and he says, as I previously stated, Mr. Simon, they call me D-Rex.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, brother.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay. So I think we go around one more time with the combat. So you guys will try and take out these equestrian punks before you can get to the fern jungle. And then if you make it to the fern jungle, we'll do one more thing and then we will close out for the night. So yeah, I think we're good.
Question: is Belmont still right next to us?
Belmont took a detour because of Sarah's lovely little companion, but he's back up and running now, seeing that the petrol heads are effectively out of commission for a while. He now sees this as a moment to strike, so he gets his crew together. You see, for all intents and purposes, things that I wanted to describe, and we can obviously do this on next session, but you see that like the other equestrian punks that are here as well, it's kind of an all girl punk band, and you can clearly see they've got like a very like Hex Girls meets Equestrian vibe. They are they've got their gear strapped to the back of them. You have the feeling that Belmont is like their band manager. Belmont is like their guy, and he's trying to do what he was sent to do. He goes, as he pulls up alongside the bus again, he's like, Slagg, you know where the guitar is. Give us the guitar, and no one else has to get hurt.
I don't know shit. Go back to whatever hole you crawled out of.
Jeremy, I think the question is, do you know about a guitar? And what I'd like for you to do is maybe Slagg doesn't remember, but what I'd like to do is, can you look at what your skills are, and can we see what might be like the equivalent of recollection, right? Like what would be a skill that you would think would be associated with memory?
Streetwise is the only real one that seems to make any sense to me.
I would 100% agree. I just wanted to see if we picked the same
thing.
So yeah, can you please roll me a Streetwise to see if you understand what they're talking about? Because you clearly have heard things like bounty. You've clearly heard things like they're mentioning a guitar. What are they talking about? Why are you specifically someone that is important in this regard? You are the guitarist, but like, why is this like one of the guitarists? But like, why is this specifically? Why are they targeting you outside of what you knew the petrol heads?
Well, this makes pretty good sense. I rolled like shit the whole rest of the game, so now that is a total of 19.
Okay.
So apparently I do know what the fuck they're talking about.
Excellent. So I think what it is Jeremy, we cut to, in this moment, I think we cut to a sequence of events where you remember your time with the Petrolheads. You remember your time with the beginning of this band. You remember your time seeking an item, particularly with like whoever was the closest friend to you outside of this group before you joined. And your goal was to find a specific guitar, something that had been rumored to exist in the world, but had been lost forever because of the fact that no one believes in magic anymore. No one believes in Excalibur. No one believes in Camelot. No one believes in any of this magic voodoo bullshit. No one believes in that anymore. And the fact that you've still held on to this child's story, and there's no way that could be a real thing, but it clicks into your head that maybe that thing is real. And maybe this guitar of ages old is an actual trinket that may lie somewhere in this world.
So he's like trying his best to like control this bus with one wheel, like sending sparks out. You mean the Axe of Destiny?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
You know exactly where it is, you fucker. You give it to us. It's the only way. And you watch as the Equestri punks are going to. You guys all get to go first. Again, you guys will all get to go first, but the Equestri punks are going to try to make their one last ditch effort to try and attack you as well. You can see that Belmont, this fucking bedazzled vampire, is just pissed to hell. You can see his even though he has like pale ass skin, it's almost like the rage is causing whatever blood is in his body to fill his face and fill like his jowls. He's just becoming this angry, pissed off vampire. His fangs just gnarled in rage as you ascend to the fern jungle. What would you like to do?
Shelly, you were asking about him. Do you have something that you were wanting to do?
Yeah.
Go for
Is
it.
it Jeremy's turn because he's talking to Jeremy, or can we just go?
No. It is combat
Please.
wise. It is
Yeah.
whole group's turn. Whole group's turn first, and then our group turn second. If you take us out before I get a turn, you take us out. It works.
Okay. All right. Because her father is a vampire, she's going to say something smart before she attacks him. So she's trying to get this thing, break it off, not pull it out because she knows that'll make it bleed even worse. But breaks off I guess, the wooden part of the harpoon. I think is what she said. And leaves it in her arm. And then she digs in her purse to pull out her sock with the 8-ball in it. Oh, and by the way, when we were having session 0, I thought it was a magic 8-ball. That is what I saw. That's not what it is, but I just thought it was funny. So she's going to take it out and start swinging it and go, "Hey, Belmont, pretty boy. Like, you shouldn't fuck with us. Do you know who my father is?"
I think he didn't even
I'm hoping he'll say no.
No, I think he didn't even put 2 and 2 together. So he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then at that moment, that's when you hurl like the magic 8-ball. I think that's perfect as he's like caught off guard. Can you roll me? God, yeah. Can you do me one thing? I want you to roll stage presence first, and then roll your deft for the actual attack.
Okay, stage presence. I was hoping he would say no so I could say, "Oh, I don't either." Oh, let's see. I rolled a 9 for stage presence, but I have a +1, so it's a 10. Can I now? I guess can you use creativity points at this point, or do you have to proclaim it ahead of time?
You can. I will let you, because here's the thing. Just give me because I'll narrate a little bit on how that might miss. But if you can give me narratively, like if you can kind of describe it, I will give you some creativity points to make it work, because you're very close. So if you narrate it enough, I think we can swing this in the right direction.
Okay, then she's obviously turned her body so that she can swing it really hard, and while the weight she's putting into it is starting to pull and cause her pain in the other arm. And of course, now, are we hitting the branches yet, or are we still in the building?
No, you guys can see. You can see the. You guys can
we
see
it. We're not there yet.
Yeah, you can see the wood. You're almost there, but Slagg has to get this bus through the tree line before they will. They know what's in there, and they are. You got to get through the tree line beforehand.
Okay, so she's swinging it, but she doesn't want to lose her 8-ball because, she loves her 8-ball. That's why it's in the sock, and she's trying to hit him with it. So if she can't reach far enough to hit him in the back of the head, I hate saying this, she would hit the horse to try to make it rear up.
Okay, so I'm going to do, I think I understand what you wanted to do. Here's what I will say. I'm going to treat this magic 8-ball, okay? I'm going to treat this magic 8-ball like a magic missile. So your present, you rolled stage presence, right? You rolled stage presence for that. What was your stage presence on that?
Yes.
That was a 9, right?
Yeah, it was a 9. I have a +1, so it was a 10.
So 10 total. Okay. So I think you do enough. Yeah. I think you're gonna miss, but you do enough to spook the horse. So it's not, you miss Belmont.
Okay.
you miss Belmont, but you do enough to spook the horse. You don't even hit the horse, but
Nice.
I think what happens is you swing this magic 8-ball and you let go and you're expecting the magic 8-ball to be gone for good, right? Like it's you let go and you watch as the 8-ball leaves your presence. Oh no, it left your hand. That's where you're thinking, oh no, I missed. It lets go, and as it gets near the horse and near Belmont, it lets off a magical spark of energy and then immediately reverts back towards your hand, almost like a boomerang. So it comes out and around, and you kind of find yourself re-grasping it. You missed, but you still have your weapon in your hand.
She would be so happy that it's back. What was the other thing you wanted me to roll for, or it doesn't matter?
If you missed, I wanted you to roll a deft because deft was your ranged attack, but you rolled your
Okay.
Yeah, you rolled your stage presence first, so we'll just use it as that. Like if you miss with your stage presence, we'll just use it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. So Belmont is trying to stay afloat, trying to get his band to assail this group, and you are clearly messing with him. And if maybe not him, his horse, and so he's having to redirect. Why is everybody attacking his horse? This is ridiculous. He's getting very frustrated that because he knows what happens when you hit the tree line, so he wants to get to you before that. Yeah. So who's next?
So, can you paint me a picture of of where any of these Equestrapunks are right now?
So you see,
in relation to our bus.
So you see, very much like, so I would say that Belmont and one of the other girls is on the left side of the bus. One is on the right side of the bus, and then one is toward the back side of the bus, but trying to like, oh, sorry. Yeah. You have Nathan, you also still have one petrol head that is on the bus with you. As he is the one that but
that's right.
Yeah, he's still hanging on for dear life, but he can't leave with the rest of the group. You just have that guy, but you see behind you there is one of the Equestrapunks. She's bedecked in like a blue bedazzled sort of jazz with like, imagine her horse has like a rainbow mohawk and like all sorts of stuff going on. And you watch as she like raises for all intents and purposes, she raises a crossbow at you, and she's going to try and fire the bow at you on her turn. This is your turn, but you know that if you don't do something about her, she will eventually do some damage to you.
Okay, Chad, hear me out.
Yeah.
I have been watching, and I'm going to explain why this pops into my head for Stick. I've been watching way too much old wrestling clips lately, and I think that Stick reaches in his pocket and pulls out one of these pills that he popped before the show earlier. And I think he throws one in his mouth, and once again, just out of nowhere in his gym, I guess, has one of those bollocks cans and just busts that in his face again, gulps all that down, and just that rage style. That rage side that he uses for his drumming is taking over. And I think he looks down at this guy that's trying to climb up the bus that's just attacked him. and I think he grabs him by the throat and just says, "Let's go for a ride." And he's going to leap off the back of the bus towards this equestrapunk person with this dude by the throat, and basically like choke slam him to the ground as he's trying to get on the horse that's Chick's on.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
I believe
hate
the-
how in sync we are, because everybody that has said something has either like been right in my mind and I need you all to get out of it,
Heck
or
yeah,
I'm
dude.
just like, y'all are fucking badass.
This is so
Listen,
fucking cool.
listen,
I'm
the
so
devil
happy
speaks
with
to
this.
me and you, so
It does.
exactly.
So good. This is so good, man. So good. So I'm very, very excited for this. So you're grabbing the petrol head guy and you're gonna choke slam him into the oh hell yeah.
So I think I can use my flammability
Yeah.
essentially as much as I want. So I think if unless you want to do it in all one action, I'm perfectly willing to use one attack as like choke slamming this guy to the ground as I'm leaping through the air.
So
But
here's
my
what we'll
goal
do.
is to get rid of him and me be on the horse with this other person.
Yes. Yes. So I think that sounds like a yeet or like a deft roll. I think that sounds like a deft roll for you. To describe your like dexterity of being able to do this. But if you want to use your stage presence, if that seems better to you, because that is when you describe the wrestling, the pro wrestling moves, if that seems better to you and you feel like that's more of a caveat to do this, I'm all for it. I just want to see what you do.
I would prefer stage presence. It's a better score, but I am willing to take the L if I need to and
Well,
roll the lower
okay,
option.
let's have you do both, because what I'm going to do is I'll have you do stage presence for the attack on the guy, and then we'll use your deft to see if you can actually maintain your grip and hold on to the horse and stay on the horse behind there, right? Like you're going down to the ground with a choke slam. Can you Legolas yourself onto the back of a horse and keep the momentum? That's going to definitely make it difficult. So that's not something that's going to be easy.
I'm probably going to need some of them creative points. I
Okay,
got
what
an
you got?
8 total for the stage presence.
Ouch. Okay. So okay. Yeah. So I think you go, Nathan, I think you go to do this choke slam. You go to do this choke slam and you have him by the neck, but his arm is pinned into that railing on the back end of the bus. His arm is pinned. So he's trying to hold on to the bus as you try to drop him to the ground. So you don't get him fully to the ground. He stays on the bus, but you yanked him down. So he's going to take some damage. He's not going to take full damage. You didn't get him all the way to the ground. But now I need you to roll your deft check because you are now off the bus. Okay? You are now off the bus. And you now have to try and get on the horse. Otherwise, you are also going to be skid row and roadkill because you are off the bus and it is going at full speed.
All right. Before I drop this die, I have a +0.
Ooh, okay, buddy.
Stick.
Come on, stick.
The 19.
19. Oh my God. Okay, that is exactly what you needed. Because that was a very difficult thing for you to do. So somehow you misstep on the choke slam, but as you come off of that action, you grab a hold of the bridle of the reins on this horse, and you pull yourself up. And I think as you're doing that, you just come across and punch this equestrian punk square in the face, as not to take her off the horse because you are now behind her, but there's this like you have now managed to do damage to her instead. And like one of the fangs just you see comes flinging out of her mouth as she's like, "Oh, you fucker! Oh, right in the mouth! Yeah, I win it." Yeah, she's so pissed, and most definitely will be going for you next round.
And as she's like berating Stick, he turns away from her and like looks over his shoulder again nobody's behind him. And he's just like, "Yeah, we got to work on that."
Who the fuck are you talking to? Who's left in the combat run?
I have to go.
I have
yeah.
to go as well.
Yeah, you want to go
Perfect.
first, or you
I
want me
just
to
wanna
go?
make sure.
I'll let you go first.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I keep track of everybody. I'm like trying to piecemeal it.
So is who's around us? So I'm just trying to orient.
So
I'm looking for.
So right side, you still have one. Left side, you still have one, and Belmont. So you still have Belmont and one.
Where's
other.
Belmont at?
Belmont is on your left. Belmont is going to
Okay.
be Belmont and one other Equestriapunk are on the left hand side.
First of all, he's gonna go, "Oh dear," and he walks over underneath his keyboard and goes, "I am so sorry, Percy." So you see the corgi come out, and he's got like a prince suit on, and he like jumps up out the window and starts barking out the window, and and he goes, "Well, let me see. I'm gonna have to use this thing," and he pulls out the meat tenderizer, and he goes back and to back by where the gas tank would be, and he lifts the seat up, and there's like a compartment there, and he puts his meat tenderizer in there and makes sure his cord's tied to it, and then he walks back over to his keyboard, and he goes, "All right, let me see," and he pushes the highest note and just holds it, so it's like holds it like he's like charging it up or pressurizing it, and then he lets go, and then he pushes the lowest key, like, "Oh," and it like shoots out the gas the gas fill on the left side toward what's his name?
Belmont.
Yes, toward Belmont.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm loading my meat tenderizer to shoot out with the high tone to pressurize it, and then the low tone to shoot at the Belmont guy.
Hell yeah. Sweet. I'm just checking on things that you guys asked about, so give me one moment.
I was like, "Oh shoot, we totally forgot about Percy."
No, I didn't even introduce him. Like, crap. I have to do it next show.
And I appreciate you giving me all these liberties with this bus.
Yeah, no, dude, I love this. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
He said pizza launcher, so I mean.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at the stage present because you guys were asking about how creativity points work. So creativity points, individual creativity points, when a band member proposes a lyric, piece of music, adds to a song, or like does a cool thing, when a band member successfully contributes something, they gain D2 creativity points. So up to 2 each time you do something creative. So that pool, I think, can go up to maximum of 5.
Ooh, okay.
Both the band member and members can have maximum of 5 creativity points, and if you use them, that's great because you can always re-up and earn more throughout
Earn
the game.
them again.
Okay.
Earn them again. Yeah, especially with gigs. With your gigs, like for instance, with you guys, you did a really great gig. It says epic gig. The reviewers loved it. Each member will then get 2 creativity points, and the band gets a D2 creativity points plus 3. So up to 5. So as a band, you guys would get the full 5. For that performance, because you guys did so
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. So with that, Craig, what did you roll again?
I haven't rolled yet. I was
Oh, you
waiting
haven't
on
rolled yet?
stage
No.
presence.
Stage presence, yes, sir.
Okay. We got 16 total with
16.
my +2.
16 with your +2 totally allows you to do that. Absolutely. It's difficult. I think it's difficult in this moment, but because you rolled a 16, you make it look flawless.
Sweet.
So describe to me what this does and what you're planning to do again.
I was definitely shooting at Belmont
Okay, you're shooting at
So-
him with
the launched out. It's the meat tenderizer.
so
So I'm shooting the
launched
meat
out meat
tenderizer. Yep, shooting the
Oh my
meat
God.
tenderizer out like
At
the
Belmont.
big hammer.
Okay.
And then
So-
pressurized it with the note and then blasted it with the low note.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Like
Okay.
you're throwing it out with a potato gun type thing.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
kinda.
potato gunning it.
Well, the meat
yeah.
tenderizer.
Hell yeah. So I think Craig, we're gonna treat your meat tenderizer. Oh hell yeah. Let's do it. Craig, you've been channeling magic through this keyboard all evening. You watch as your notes this time, instead of giving off electricity, you watch as it almost builds up that pressurized air. It's almost like your fingers are just floating atop the keyboard as you're hitting these notes. And as you do, this gust of wind seems to just jettison this meat tenderizer from your hand, and you launch it square into the neck of Belmont as he just like gets upended off of. I think in this moment he gets upended, kind of like having to almost side saddle off his horse because he's just completely rocked. But I think there's this moment where you watch him like, who the fuck are these guys? And you see he's like bleeding from the face. Maybe a tooth is now fractured in his mouth. And I think that is where we get ever so closely, but you've got two more rounds, or not 2 more rounds, but like 2 more stretches. Jeremy, you have to now make it through these to the densest jungle, and he is absolutely rocked. He does not know what to do. I think all the girls around are looking at him for advice, being like, what the hell do we do? How are we going to get on this bus? They're literally hurting us every which way. Yeah. Sara.
D-Rex.
Yeah. D-Rex. For the win.
Pow!
Ba-bow,
D-Rex.
baby. Hell yeah.
D-Rex is in this house.
D-Rex is in the house, kicking ass and taking names. Hell yeah. That was amazing. Craig, I think at this point, because you've done so well throughout the night, I think you feel yourself. I think D-Rex feels himself gaining this almost magical aura. You are now becoming, oh man.
D-Rex.
Okay. Craig,
Sorry.
Craig, what would, if we were playing D&D, what would D-Rex's magic, like what would D-Rex's class be considered on a magical scale, I suppose? If you were to think about like cleric.
This bitch is an
warlock,
artificer.
Bitch is an artificer. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for real. I think you have amassed your artificer aspect, and I think there's this moment where your keytar begins to like glow, right? It just begins to glow underneath your energy because you've done so much for this group. And yeah, in that moment, you know that you have ascended to a magical space. Like you are ready to challenge other magical entities because you yourself have become
Ooh.
magical in this instance.
That was bitchin'.
You kiss your
I love
mother with
that.
that mouth.
I apologize. That was a little aggressive and probably out of turn. My apologies, Mr.
Oh
Simple.
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
like it.
So you're saying this on the back of a horse? Of the back of the bus? Hell yeah. Okay, so Sara and Jeremy, however you would like to go.
May I go?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Perfect. So I was going to pull something similar to my good buddy Nathan over there. I was gonna ask how close is the other, because she's on top of the bus. How close is this other Equestrapunk?
Are you
Since
looking at one of the Equestrapunks on the left or the right hand side? Because there's two trying to
Okay.
flank you currently. There's the one on the right that is by herself. There's one on the left that is near Belmont.
let's do the one on the right.
Okay. You see, just so I can describe what you're about to do, you see this other Equestrapunk, because I've been describing them like My Little Ponies.
They are
yes,
My Little
they are My Little
Ponies.
Ponies. This pony girl is, this pony little vampire girl is decked out in a similarly bedazzled jacket that says the Blood Moon Gulch. Hers is purple. Her wide brimmed hat is also purple. You see that her pony is a grayish brindle, but like a grayish brindle, but it's like a purple and pink, very like
Oh, so
Twilight
it's
Sparkle level.
So it's like a Rowan type.
It's a Rowan type one with like a Twilight
Rowan.
Sparkle-esque vibe.
Oh my god, this makes
yeah.
this so much better than what I want to
Yes.
do.
Yes. So
So
you
much better.
see her looking up you being like, what are you gonna do about it? Like she's ready to jump on the bus. You're ready to jump off the bus. It's about to go down.
It is about to go down, because what I would like to do is the first thing that she's gonna do is she's gonna basically, the hole that's right there, she's just gonna take her base and drop it. She is going to look at Merlin, who is currently on her shoulder, and if you would like, if I explain this correctly, you can voice it for me.
Yeah.
I imagine that he is telling her, okay, you're gonna throw me, and then you're gonna jump on the back of her. You're gonna rip her jacket off, rip her hat off, and as I go to jump on her face, you're gonna push her over, and then I'm gonna jump on you, and you get new tags, and we get to horse.
Yeah. Okay. I'm digging this.
If you gotta shiver, just shiver a little bit.
Yeah. Listen. I think in description of that, you watch as this little mohawked fucking rat boy Merlin looks at you and goes, Ainslee, I knew from the moment that I laid eyes on you that you were meant for this motherfucking rebellion. You were ready for this. See her? It's time. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. What we're gonna do is you're gonna jump off of this motherfucker, and then you're gonna go on top, and you're gonna take her jacket, rip it over top of her head, and then I'm gonna go on top of the horse, and I'm gonna scare the fuck out of the horse, and then you're gonna scare the fuck out of her, and then rip her off of there, and then we are gonna take this horse and ride it into the jungle like the motherfucking badass spacist you are. Let's fucking do this! As he sends the fucking horns to the sky, you watch as his little tiny rat hands send sparks of like magical energy into the air.
I love this. I love
Yes.
this so much. And Ainslee is very much just like, all right, let's do this. Let's go. And she's pulling out her pocket knife. She's getting ready. And yeah, she is going to do exactly what her weird little rat tells her to do.
Hello, yes, that is exactly what we do. In order to form a Camelot, we must fight back against the rebellion and be the magic that we choose to be. Like, absolutely. You watch as you shuck yourself off of this. Please do me a favor. I think this is this has got to be a mixture of I want you to do exactly what Nathan did. We're going to do a mixture of stage presence and a mixture of deft, because you're trying to do two things here. You want to do the magical aspect of this, but you also want to do being able to hold on to the reins and actually maintain your composure when you do this. So those are the two things I need from you. I'll need 2 rolls.
Okay.
Stage presence and deft.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that this is particularly difficult because you have Jeremy, you have Slagg driving the vehicle, and you're trying to keep distance and measure.
Oh God, I'm scared. I'm rolling 2 d20s for this.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Me luck. Holy shit.
Oh no. Good, bad, indifferent.
It's good. So I picked 2 different colored dice for this.
Oh,
okay.
Oh dearie, dear. Okay.
My beautiful purpley die landed on a 15, and I have a +2 to my deft, which makes it a 17.
So that's a 17. Okay. So
and then
you'll
my stage performance landed on an 18. I have a 2 in my stage presence, which gives me a dirty 20.
Oh, baby. Okay. Well, then I'm just going to narratively let you take the reins, as it were, and just describe to me how you absolutely deck this horse girl into next Tuesday, because she's I would say roadkill, but roadkill would be kind for what you're doing to her. So yeah, that's yeah.
So
I think they need a new bassist. Let's just put it that way.
So I think the way that she does this is as she jumps down to get on this horse, she kind of like stretches her arm out so Merlin can kind of run down her arm and get ahead of her.
Full on Assassin's Creed jump. He's just like,
yes, full on Assassin's Creed jump parkour.
Somewhere we hear a hawk in the sky.
And as she lands on the horse, it's an instantaneous movement as she reaches up, grabs the hat, pulls it off, puts it on, and then she pulls the jacket back, pulling her back. And as she pulls her to the side, she holds on to the jacket and just kind of like rips her off of the horse as Merlin's trying to go for her face. And then Merlin goes and he starts spooking the horse. I think he's the one who grabs the reins of the horse.
Yeah, for sure. He's the one that helps you maintain that. He's like, whoa, okay, we're good. And then once you have gained your composure, once Twilight Sparkle becomes Twilight Splatter and goes across the pavement, you see that you now have control of this beautiful and wonderful horse. There's
a reason why she's a punky Snow White.
Ainslee Warren, you punky Snow White bitch, you amazing person. You stride up, I think, next to Slagg, and freaking little Mouse Merlin just giving you like the Bill and Ted high five of just like, yeah, that's right. He's like, as you stride up, you watch Merlin just like, I don't know. In fact, Sara, tell me this. Do you think that the other band members have heard Merlin?
I don't think they have.
talk?
I think they think that
Okay.
she's really weird because she talks to him
She talks to him.
like he talks back to her.
Okay.
And that's why Pinky and probably the others think that she's weird.
Yes, 100%. So I don't think that Slagg has ever heard Merlin talk, but in this moment, because of just the absurdity that is this moment, I think you watch as Merlin strides up your shoulder, right? Strides up your other shoulder. So he crosses the bridge that is your shoulder gap, goes towards your left side, and then like on your elbow as you're aiming it toward the window, Merlin's like, Slagg, you beautiful baby boy, just drive just a little bit further. I swear to you, we have to get into the jungle and then I will guide you to that chapel. But I swear to you, if you fuck this up, I will never forgive you.
No pressure.
I love this.
Slagg's eyes are like massive as he just like stares at this talking rat. Fuck me.
It's all those hallucinogenics, man, you take before the shows.
Yeah.
Literally.
Should have not had that sludge like draft earlier. All right.
It's probably the water, to be real.
I was about to
That's true.
say, to
I
be
told you I
totally
shouldn't have
honest,
drank
that
the
was
water.
the water.
What would you like to do, my man? You still have
So-
Belmont and one other equestrian girl
Yep.
on route. Nathan, I believe, has taken over our rainbow bright, beautiful horsey girl, and then the other one is still yet to come.
Okay. I think when he's looking at Merlin, kind of in disbelief, he kind of like turns his head back suddenly towards the road, and in the rearview mirror, as he like corrects to go around like some like burned out husks of vehicles and stuff that are on the side of the road, he notices like as the tail end of the bus kind of like fishtails a little, that we're like spraying gas from where that lance like punctured the bus.
Okay.
And then he kind of gets this like bright idea, and you can see like his head just kind of like lowers where he's looking like out from underneath the bottom of his own brow, and he takes that and like curves to cause the place where the tire had busted, and it's just got the wheel that's just sending sparks, and he's gonna send sparks into where that gas is like spraying out the back. To like cause this like curtain of fire to cut off any pursuers.
Hell yeah. Okay. That is amazing. So just like I did with the others, it sounds like we're going to do a mixture of two things. One, I want you to do your stage presence, because that is a magical wall of fire you were building. So that is something that we want to do. And then two, we're going to have you roll your deft, or deft seems about right for the movie, or for the move that you're doing.
Hell yeah. Okay. Stage presence is a 13 total.
So it's not perfect, but it's enough to get the flames to spark. I don't know if the wall is as much as you wanted it to be. You know what I mean? Like the
That's
action
fair.
you're asking for is a very difficult move. So
100%.
you rolling a 13, it'll still be successful, but not nearly as successful as you thought it would be in your head.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's successful in Simon's mind.
And Simple Simon says, fire is good. Fire
He
is
sees
fine.
fire. He's happy.
Yeah.
And in his mind, it's 12 feet tall.
Yeah. It's the size of a picket fence. It's like the size of like a small garden picket fence.
Exactly.
Not the size of your fire. It's how you use it.
The Palisade of Fire. That's our second album.
Yeah.
All right.
And your deafness is to stay on track. You are currently in the jungle, and we are heading toward your destinations.
Excellent. My deft, with the penalty to the check because of my armor. I remembered that I was supposed to be doing that for def checks.
Yeah.
It makes it it's a +2 to the def check, but I did get a 19 with a def +1 for a dirty 20.
Oh, great. Okay. So,
Nice.
Jeremy, what we're going to do is this. So you managed to maneuver it so the vehicle doesn't go off course. You do exactly what Merlin said. You keep it on course. You're doing the right thing. And you do start a fire with those sparks from your wheel. And in fact, because you're in the jungle, it sparks more than you expected it to do, because the kudzu is so dense, and like there's a lot of it here to start flame, but it doesn't burn as much as you thought it would. Like you were expecting a giant fireball, and it's like it's just a little bit of a distraction, not necessarily a full impeding of their movement. Yeah, and I think with that, that's the end of yours. I think when you cast that fire, you have reached the tree line and you have reached into the
Yes.
jungle. So, yeah, I think you hear Belmont just get extremely exasperated. And you hear him just screaming this like visceral, vampiric cry into the night. He will regroup. He will be back. Whether or not you, very much similar as Lance, may be back. But for now, you have evaded both captors. And you
That
are in
was
the
an
dense.
excellent use of pyrotechnics, Mr. Simple. That was very impressive.
Yes.
Thank you, D-Rex.
So,
Whoa!
Respect.
You're damn right.
so he's finally earned the respect he deserves. So I think in this moment, though, Jeremy, as you've done the deed, I think we do this. You keep going on the direction of Merlin, right? Merlin is now sitting. I think at this point, Ainslee is still astride the horse, following your lead on that side, but now you have to slow down. Things get slower. The brush gets much denser. The wheels are coming to a crawl because the bus can't go through the fern jungle like it could through the woe and through the grim. There's no roads here. Like it's all just dirt paths and kudzu. So at some point, the bus is going to come to a stop. And you're going to have to get out of the bus. When it does, you watch this little mouse. You see him kind of like twitch his nose left and right, and then immediately begin to scurry out of the bus. He looks to Ainslee and looks to you and looks to the group. Follow me. And he heads off into the brush. You can see that he is trying to be quiet. And for a while, you feel as though you are safe under his care. There is this peace after such a tumultuous, chase. But yeah, I think after a time, we see you've gone through the jungle. Jeremy, can you please pull up? You're looking for the Green Chapel. And I think, yeah, can we pull up? Yeah, can we pull up the Green Chapel, please?
The mouth, yes?
The mouth of the Green Chapel.
Okay. I gotcha.
So at a certain point, you get so far into the dense jungles that what was building, what was human civilization is no more. There's no more buildings. It's just dense canopy to the point where it's dark. And yet you can swear you hear music. This almost thrashing guitar-esque riff seems to be emanating from the throat of this tree trunk that seems to be screaming out in rage, rebellion. It's not quite sure, but you can see that there is a face that has been gnawed onto this tree, and the mouth agape seems to just be screaming into the void of what is to come.
Oh boy.
The mosquitoes here carry malaria. I don't know if we're properly vaccinated against that.
I think D-Rex, Merlin looks back to you. And as he's already presented himself to Slagg, you see this little mouse comes up to you, crawls up your leg, up your chest, sits on your keytar. He says, D-Rex, you are a beautiful and magical bastard. But if you were worried about mosquitoes over the vampires, monsters, and general fuckery that is in the vicinity of your life, I would say, guess what? You're magical now. You don't have to worry about that. So just embrace it and let me fight mosquitoes for you if you're so damn worried. And by mosquitoes, I mean vampires. Because that's the only bloodsuckers you really need to fucking care about.
Oh my, that is an interesting development.
Took me
Now-
for
Yeah, how
by
about somebody
surprise too.
magical help me?
Is it true
know,
that
this
the rat was
blood-
the one that caused the Black Plague? That's not
Oh
true,
my
is
God.
it? You seem fairly clean.
I
mean,
Ooh.
you watch as he was trying to give you a little bit of a motivational speech, trying to be in your corner, buddy, trying to tell you, oh, hey,
Well-
bud, you're magical now. None of that matters. But then it's like you spat in the face of Merlin and said, hey, did you cause Black Plague? And he goes,
No, I don't mean
lived
you.
through Black.
I knew it wasn't you.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
goodness.
that's nice. No, I did not cause the Black Plague, although I did live and breathe through it. We can have
So
a
what you're
conversation
saying
about
is you
that
have
later.
what they call game?
Yes, lots of it. Anywho, you watch as he. I think at this point, guys, you watch as this little mouse. Jettisons off of your keytar, and you watch as Ainslee, he comes over to you after you get off the horse. He comes over to you. He says, okay, so just through there, I feel a deep magical essence. But I need to tell you something before you proceed. He looks to you, and I think for the first time since he has been your companion, he steps away from you a little bit. And yeah, I think the goal is to go through the cavern, but you watch as he steps away from you, Ainslee, a little bit, and all of a sudden, like a bibbity bobbity boop situation, like a pumpkin turning different at midnight, you watch as this little rat punk, a swirl of electrical smoke, mysticism and magic, all sorts of energy begins to like culminate around him in a vortex of energy. And Jeremy, would you please present our Merlin? Coming out of it, you see the full height of the man who once was the great wizard of Camelot, who once was this. You watch as he is now bedecked in a dark black denim jacket filled with all sorts of amalgamations of arcane runes and spell castings. Every sort of essence on him speaks of the arcane and the alchemical, and his very eyes give off magic. And he looks down to you, Ainslee, and grabs your hands in his old, like in his withered hands. He says, I always trusted you because I was for sure that you were one of the only members of this band who could get me fucking here. I was very concerned about the rest of them. But you, I trusted with my life. Okay. Now, all you got to do, he looks to Slagg, he looks to the rest of you. Either you, Ainslee, or you, Slagg. Inside there is a magical, it would be a guitar in this universe, but it used to be a lute or a lyre. I've had to upgrade it over time, but inside is a weapon which we will then use to take down this here fucking fern jungle. We have to start here. The goal was to have you play, and you play the most wonderful set you've ever played in the history of your life. And if you do it, well, we save this whole area and bring back the magic that can ultimately save us from the apocalypse.
I think Simon looks to Ainslee. That's all you love.
And she looks up at Merlin and then looks at Slagg, and she's like, suppose we could go together. See what
Right behind
type
you.
of guitar it is.
So I think you enter into this space. You enter into the mouth. Again, as you're going through these hallways and through these corridors, you hear this as almost like a wind tunnel of musical energy. It is just, the riffs are just washing over you like waves. and there is a almost calling to you for it. As you arrive, Merlin bedecked behind all of you, we watch as you arrive at a door. A door frame that looks like the Jeremy, if you would please present the inner door frame, please. Yeah, you arrive at a door frame that looks to anyone, you can see some bits and pieces of the evening moonlight kind of casting in from holes in the canopy, but for the most part, the inner structure of this tree, it looks like hands thrashing about in a mosh pit, like grasping and pulling and tearing for just the absolute metalist of riffs. And you can hear it calling to you. What I would like for either of you to do as you arrive at the door, I would like for either of you to please describe to me how you want to like, how do you want to attack this door, basically? How do you want to approach this door, right? Merlin will give you advice, so I imagine that Merlin would be able to give you the equivalent of like creativity points that you can add to your roles, things like that. But just kind of describe to me the plan of attack you want to go at it, but you can see that there's no direct like doorknob or anything like that. So you have to kind of look at what's here.
I think that looking up at the door and seeing these hands and hearing these riffs and the hands reminding her of a mosh pit, she's gonna kind of look back at everybody and be like, I think we gotta play something.
Yeah. I think Merlin too is like, yes, this is good. This is good. Yes. Yeah. So I think you guys will get set to play. Here's what I'll do though, because I think this is the perfect opportunity to swap into our next session. So as you begin to set up for this next performance, as you begin to set up for the opening of this door, you hear the sound of vines and twigs and branches on the far end of the door frame. So you're here at the door at the very far end of the hallway back where you came from. You begin to hear a cacophony of twigs, branches. They almost sound like bones snapping and breaking in like there's this very harsh and painful and aggressive sound to it. And then as you all begin to set up, I would like all of you to please roll deft checks for me.
$11. Oh, let me see if I have a bonus.
I got a 13.
Deft? No. Yes? I don't know. I think my armor has something to do with deft.
Okay, what does it say?
It usually makes it a little more difficult to pass. That's what mine does.
Yeah.
Depending on how heavy your armor is, it'll tell you if it's gonna.
I wrote down DR +2 on deft and minus D4 damage.
So DR +2. So DR +2 would mean it's more it's the difficulty rating for a def roll
Right.
goes up by
That's what you're
2.
rolling against. Yeah.
So
It makes
yeah.
it harder.
Yeah, it makes it harder. So if you
Thanks.
rolled an 11, that
Yeah, you're
makes
less
sense.
agile
Yeah.
because your armor's heavy.
You'd be rolling. You'd be at a 9. So I think out of, did everybody else pass, or was it just Harpie?
So I got an 18, but I also have a DR of increase of 2 because of my armor.
You still pass because you rolled an 18. You still pass.
I was gonna say Johnny and I both got 17s.
So both got 17. So you guys pass. Craig, what are you looking at?
13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to
so
go to the armor part. There it is.
as you and Harpie begin to get set up, I think you watch as these vines snake in from outside and begin to snare you by the feet and begin to drag you forward. Merlin will attempt to step in and save you. Obviously, he doesn't want to stop this. He doesn't want you to not be able to perform. But clearly, you are being dragged out currently by these vines, and some form of entity does not want you to get to this axe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Slagg is gonna step forward, and like pull his guitar out from behind his back, kind of like admonishing the door itself. All right, fuckers, you want to get rowdy? Let's get rowdy. And he's gonna start like strumming on his guitar with like hard like up and down like pumps of his arm. He is using his ability called Fret Wank. I am going to use that for once per day. I play a powerful riff that sends a wave of deathly energy at my enemies. I get to test deft at a DR of 12, which would be 14 with my armor, unfortunately. But I do have finger picking, which means that the DR becomes 8. So I guess it would be a 10 with my armor.
So it'd be a 10 with your arm. So you just got to beat a 10. Yep.
On a success. Okay, yeah. On a success, any creature within 30 feet takes damage equal to my hit points. If a fail, they take half that amount.
Okay, sweet. That's excellent.
Okay. Gross. I'm going to spend one of my creativity points for whatever that will net me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, it is deft -2. Or no, it increases to a 10. Okay, that's what it is. So that's a 7 only, plus whatever my creativity point nets me.
So you said you still have 3, so you could spend all 3 and get to 10.
It's a 1-to-1?
It's a 1-to-1, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Then yes, I will absolutely cash those out.
You can
down to 0.
Yep, you can cash those out right now down to 0. Okay, cool.
I will absolutely
you
bump it 3 points.
You managed to do that. What is it? So this is wonderful. I imagine it's almost like casting dissonant whispers. So I want 10 hit points. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. So you watch as this rift goes off and this wave of, what color is it, Jeremy? What color is this energy? Because same thing that happened with D-Rex. I think this is the first time you're getting a chance to use your magic and your abilities. You're seeing that like the magic in this space especially is real, and it's not like so what color is it? What does it look like? What is this energy that flows through?
Okay, so bear with me here. Simple Simon's very much just one of those guys. So he's got like his guitar like between his legs, with like the fret like sticking towards the door, and he's like humping his pelvis as he's playing, and then like flames start to like shoot out of the end of his guitar like at this door, because he's definitely fire themed. So yeah, it's like a World War II era flamethrower like out of the end of his guitar.
Hell yeah. So as you shoot flames at the door, are you shooting flames at the door, or are you shooting flames at the vines behind it? I just want to make sure I'm
yeah, sorry. I guess the vines that are attacking everybody that are part of what's keeping us.
So you attack the door with your flame attack, and I think that does. You hear this bone curdling screech, right? Like this blood curdling bone shaking screech. Think like Last of Us clicker in terms of like the sound that might come from this, but put that sound into a wind tunnel. It's that aggressively scary, right? But the vines do pull away. They pull away because you did this. You watch as the vines pull away in agony, and they drop Harpie and Dexter about 10 feet down the hall. They're not too far away. You saved them, but they've got to come back. So now you're all standing there. You're all kind of breathing heavy, getting regrouped. I'd like everybody in the last moments here to roll your stage presence one more time to see if we can open this door. And then from this door opening, we'll reveal the cool magic of the guitar. And then we'll go into the next session.
I rolled an 11.
Ooh, and nat 20?
Nat 20.
Ooh, nat 20. Hell yeah. Okay.
I rolled 11, but I have creativity points to spend. What do I need?
Yes. So how many? You probably have all 5. Have you used any for the game?
I only had written down 4 from session 0.
Oh, okay. So no, you could totally cache all 4.
Okay.
I didn't read until later that max is 5. So yeah, you're totally fine. So if you wanted to spend all of those, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And then that would get you to a 16. That would get you to a 16 then. Yeah. Okay.
Does my armor take it down at all, or no?
No, because you're not doing a deft. You're using stage presence. So yeah.
Okay.
So you guys.
She would also probably flip off the vines for dropping her.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you saw it in chat.
I did.
I got a 9.
You got a 9? Okay. So
I have 3 more creativity points if that puts me over.
That'll get you to a 6. If you do 3 more creativity points, that will get you to a success. But you will definitely there's some. I think it's because you've drank so many bollocks. Your body is vibrating, bro. Your body is vibrating. So you can't like at this point the drums, you have a regular beat, but it's just the cadence is like slightly off. You're radiating like heat from your drumsticks. So yeah, I love that though. So you do manage to pass, but everybody else has got to do great for you to actually open the door. So we got a 13 from Craig with his keys.
Does the magic thing like enhance that number at all, or what's my? I'm not.
So
sure
you
what
have.
does.
So you're So do you have any creativity points left?
I don't know if I actually used. Did I use them doing the thing? Or
I don't think
I didn't declare it.
You didn't declare any usage of them, so I think you got all 5. If you wanted to use all 5 and cash all 5, you could.
Do we get them back next session?
Yeah, you'll get them back next session.
All right, then. Yeah, let's gusto it then.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I think at a certain point, everybody somehow manages to sync up. Even you, Johnny, eventually come to rhythm. And once everybody comes to harmony and rhythm, you watch as these hands start glowing in like just these beautiful pearlescent, opalescent patterns. They just, and the whole cavern becomes like a stained glass window as you stare at this door. And then the door seems to evaporate away, as if the vines just sort of wither and die, wither and bloom, if you will. And the inside is dark, but again, you can hear that humming vibration of a beautiful melodic guitar riff. And it is coming full force now, since there is no door to hold it back. Yeah. So who's first to enter? Just so I know.
I think Ainslee would go first.
Ainslee would go first. Okay.
I think Ainslee would go first, and as she goes in, she's, the sound of this riff is so much louder that she's actually humming what would be like a bass line.
Humming the bass resonance. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, very cool. So as you go in, upon a dais lying flat on its side is a guitar, but it seems to be glowing. It seems to be radiant, like almost like you would see Excalibur. Yeah. And then Jeremy, if you would, please present the Axe of Destiny. You see this beautiful axe, this beautiful guitar. It's covered in centuries old. You can see even like bumper stickers for Camelot, things that Ainslee, Merlin had to be the one to put these here, because these are these are stickers that technically are medieval. Like how does one do one do this other than to be magic? And this beautiful axe sits before you. Which one of you would care to dare to touch it?
When you put it like that.
I mean, if Ainslee's here, if Slagg is here, the two guitarists that we have in the group, which one of you would deign to touch this axe of destiny?
I mean, I really want to touch it, but
Feel free.
As you should, love. As you should.
You sure?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Look at it.
Well, from sounds of it, you were the one hunting for it.
No. I'll just sit and watch.
All right. And Ainslee will go up, and I think the first thing that she touches is the neck of the axe. Like she kind of like goes to like get ready to run her hand over it.
You waft your hand over this fretboard, and it's almost as if, Ainslee, I want you to think back to your childhood for just a second. We talk about the traumas, we talk about the things, all of in that moment when you touch this axe, it's like you're watching what your life would have been like had the apocalypse never come.
Oh.
You are seeing this essence of a world in which magic existed and therefore was able to fight back against the apocalypse. A world where people believed in that magic. You were seeing that world when you run your fingers across this fretboard. And so the level of magic is intense and deep. As you grip onto the neck, it's almost as if this axe has been waiting for someone. This axe has been waiting for someone special, someone gifted, someone who deserved of this. And the reason that Merlin entrusted this band, the once and future band that would ultimately end up destroying the apocalypse, is because he knew that there is one person that would be strong enough to carry the weight of the axe upon their shoulders. And in that moment, Sara, you feel this axe almost become like a second hand. Like it feels so good to you in this moment that it is in truth, in and of its namesake, the axe of destiny. It feels like it is meant for you. It feels so good that the riffs you begin to play are almost like water. They are fluid, they are beautiful, and it just seeps through the entirety of this cavern. And for a moment, all five of you hear the most beautiful bass riff you have ever witnessed in your life. And Sara, I'm going to hand it to you narratively. How would you like to describe this? This is your moment. I don't want to take that away from you. So I'm going to give that to you and tell me how the magic emanates from Ainslee. And quite frankly, Ainslee Warren, how you become Ainslee Warren, whether you want to be the warlock, whether you want to be the witch, I don't care what it is, but you, in and of yourself, you gain this magical moment, and you, just like D-Rex, have now become a magical force against what is to come.
I'm a magic girl, yay! Oh my gosh. Oh. Um, I'm not gonna go through a scene from her childhood, but what I will do
Yeah, feel free.
is, you know, Ainslee has always been seen as the weird chick of the group. She usually mainly hung out with Johnny, but she never really talked to anybody. She only ever really talked to Merlin.
Yeah.
And like the only expression they've ever really seen from her was either this sort of like blank expression or very much an expression where when she was playing a certain riff, she was thinking about ways to make it better. And after, these visions hit her, her eyes are really wide, and there is a single tear that runs down her cheek. And when she looks down and she begins to play from this Axe of Destiny, I imagine that it starts at the base of her skull, and there's this tingling feeling that goes all the way down her spine and then reaches out to her extremities, and very much gonna go, quote unquote, the warlock way with. It's almost as if as she continues to play, that tingling feeling kind of reaches out of her and almost cloaks her entirely. And it's this mixture of these purples and these greens and a little bit of silvers, and perfect for this hat and jacket she just stole.
Hell yeah. You are a bedazzled badass in this moment, and
I'm a bedazzled badass.
I love it so much.
I'm a bedazzled baddie.
You all have successfully grasped the axe of destiny, but that's only a portion of what your journey is. And as you stand in this space, you hear in a far end of this cavern, in this space, when you stop playing, you hear again the creaking and cracking and rending of this tree. You hear it, and you're not sure if that's you playing the music or if that's something is in the room with you. You can't tell because the reverberation is so deep. But rising from a throne in the far back corner of the cavern, standing at a ominous level, he steps into the few specks of moonlight that are here, and you see what looks like a tree at first, what looks like a man, but a tree, a living tree, as he stands before you, this green and mossy and decayed self. And he looks to all of you. You have come to play. Well, let's see how good you are. And then in that ending, we just hear he brings an axe of his own, but it is like an executioner's axe that is a guitar. And he begins to play a matching but deeply, deeply discordant bass riff in return to yours, Sara. And that is where we will leave off.
All right.
Good stuff. That was fun.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
That was good.
What a fun setting.
Hell yeah, man.
Little
Hell
scared,
yeah. Little
but
scared. Little scared.
I'm excited. little scared.
No.
Treebird
I
can't
will
hurt you.
say, yeah. Treebeard can't hurt you. He moves too slow. He'll play for a year and a half before he gets
Ba-ra-room.
No, dude.
Love
I genuinely loved this. Thank you guys for letting me ride with this. I know for a fact that I probably didn't do the mechanics correctly, and I do not care because hey, what do we know? That mechanics don't make the game, the fun makes the game, and that's
Exactly.
what happens. So y'all,
100%.
I had a blast with this. I hope y'all had a blast with this. This
Absolutely.
I had a great time.
the fun.
That was
This
fun.
is a fun little setting. I really like the mechanics. I think I like how they fit.
Absolutely. No expectation.
Yeah, I need to get a little bit more under my feet before I run this on a regular basis. But I really like this. It's so much fun to play in this world. So yeah. Jeremy, thank you very much, buddy, for allowing me to run this and
Dude, my pleasure.
have this stage. But yeah, I don't know what else to say other than thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me on this little wonderful ride, and hopefully we will get these actually, in fact, I know we will get these bad wonderful Mama Jammas back on the road very, very soon. I think on the 20th is our next session. Yeah. So
Yeah.
hell yeah, we're gonna finish this out on the 20th. So come and check us out then. And I cannot wait to throw everything I have at you at this battle of the bands that's about to come. So Jeremy, thank you very much. You're more than welcome to close this out, my man. Thank you.
All right. Hell yeah. This was incredible. Thank you very much, Chad, for deciding to run this here on the channel. I absolutely loved this. Like I said, I love getting to play, different systems and different settings, and this is definitely one that I have not tried before. So in both of those arenas, so I am super duper stoked about this. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I think you're doing a smashing job, man. Fuck yeah! All right.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you, so much for tuning in, whether you watch with us live or whether you watched at some point in the future. It really does mean a lot to me that people come to check out what we're doing here. It's a pleasure to host these kinds of games and show everybody what fun can be had at a table of nerds. So yeah, that's what we do. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, may your dice roll high and your snacks always be within reach.